3, 2, 1.
It's time. Your favorite host.
24/7. With all your favorite music for you.
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
The best radio.
News.
On your number one station.
Weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station. Online, digital, and on your smartphone. The radio is hot. The music is hot.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Oh,
to see me swing. When you me see, I'm a man, ya. I sit try, passa. Don't pay me any meal. I do want you wanting. Mammy and I jam is saying, oh, what's safe, oh, what do you always send about home for? Oh, what's safe, about time in India, the puppet, and no control me. What was safe, what do you always send about home for? Oh, what's safe, Soja Aboagye menu Germany anawa enani ejawa soja mensuo meni arewo mami chichi uro owo gradia na kwenti ninye idafu pagestina au na juei nani ejawa Mami chichuro
Peace FM.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob. Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob. Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
You feel good.
Thank you.
I will watch you in your wooden scar. Why hot? Nobody than Sakura so Charlie.
We're a bit few hours.
A Sukra de Usua. And so many that. One time. And especially. But never did that.
Domingo and Jason. Oh,
you feel good.
Thank you.
I will watch you in your wooden scar. Why hot? Nobody than Sakura so Charlie.
We're a bit few hours.
A Sukra de Usua. And so many that. One time. And especially. But never did that.
Domingo and Jason. Erica from Byron. And oh, Megan. Oh, there, and my hair special. When you coupon now, you can go for no boy.
You feel good.
Thank you.
I will watch you in your wooden scar. Why hot? Nobody than Sakura so Charlie.
We're a bit few hours.
A Sukra de Usua. And so many that. One time. And especially. But never did that.
Okay, so I don't even know what to say. Don't call Abba Sima by Eduno. Abranti and Yamote said that I see on him say, Moami, sure said, Moniji entertainment, Hopa teach you entertainment shows a whole will read you. So, Abranti back only Happy FM a year, Juma, your friend Dr. Khan. Also did Juma to send me ya be entertainment Juma DAB or Happy FM. Memenda no pebia Fibem se no sia e de kobe no du honum saying and no did Juma T. Why sa Juma DA for so many years or radio, so why radio Juma for so many years Enra and a babitu just said Wakanchi nego atwana nanomo and siado. Dr. Khan of Happy FM, and numerous, report, media news report that about him. But I make see Happy FM's Dr. Khan is dead. So the cause of the death is actually not known yet. It's unknown. Yenim ni kunu potin, but ni ababetu ja, and it's Dr. Khan. Efrimu wenyane baby ko twana nanomo ensiado enu ntina asa no pay ewie utie dwumadie entertainment review won se me hyase mabo arehonyum ye honyum a be miensa nan bi ni nyina is because nyese bia despite media nye ye bi but yenuan mo Happy FM4 and omu edwumani baako Dr. Khan, because of your entertainment ninti ya entertainment fraternity ni mudie ye mudodo na enim no, so ayare hosem kasiye Dr. Khan no more. Ma Dr. Khan Ebusia Happy FM Ebusia nyina ne yere titru ne ma wagya mo akire ye mo nyina hyeden yako studio no more we till you create any partner say way your thing of way your thing what's not say ni ayite hamon ono so atina say enche bedin komo and yan komo no ejina I was. And 3 music bebasto. Our Grand Area and Crown say Grand Arena. Mimi na ye twa musuno Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. One more unveil. One more yina epie. I say akoda nka efini yina epie. Ya won foforo. Nominees omo ye bebo ma baso. Omenya baso body afie mo no. Enti wote ya Sana no krewom said Dr. Khan of Happy FM. We free mu. One can crash asifo ho.
Turn it up.
Peace FM.
And rip off the knob.
Okay, so my member studio no hanum say na me musa mpanifo me sure say mpanifo o me share o hanum nyina Ortin way Ortin ni Aite Hammond Tilia Kua nipa so kritafo wo mu nyina one way or the other o me share Dr. Khan o me ne nya nkitahudie because of ni dwumedia no odi or radio. So Ortin akwaba.
Yeah, opening.
So Dr. Khan enra beto dwa me sure say what say sisi ade ye nua nka kracha asifo.
No cre, Mate.
Saying in accounts out here.
Dr. Khan you be na meaning no free in Yankita Hudi on so many occasions because of Happy FM yeah, baby because of DJ advisor when you baby continue. Baby ana me di magropa because I had a personal relationship many DJ advisor.
Okay.
Until I think say no me ho no mana me nyako. And will be catching Dr. Khan free. I'm sure how. Meaning said ni hodo dono kaka, but this is something that has been there for years. And you know, obviously, how? Till I placed a call to 1 or 2 people, and almost also were able to confirm say from Onwan Kasane Mamino, Enuma Semche say Dr. Khan will free. But the unfortunate incident, and say yeah. Me and Kasama down for DJ advisor so we and then 1 year pe ye this year no. And 1 year exactly 1 year down the line and nipa o take you over ni show out mu year ni show for all throughout this 1 year as we free. It's very 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 unfortunate but nipa there nobody knows the ABC option. Nka sabio genyi na ede ho ebejija na ye beka ensem ye but enya sie de kan se nyame mfa ne kransie na ebusianfo no so nhede na industries so ya messe ade because I know it's a Dr. Khan you be a wa nature nipa bebre omunyina ba benya a very big impact our society no so nti nyame mfa ne kransie baby obia
but that's so great. Dr. Khan.
You see?
Yeah.
Say last Saturday, you discussed was it a Brankoko issue? Let me call outside near ma. It was Dr. Khan. Nana me friend na information be ewo ho ne ho. Na me ne din koma na or send me. Be. Last Monday he sent me a message. Say guy be Snooky the number, and I send it to him. We discussed here. Last Saturday was the day I'm home for the last time because me call the show no so anopano man kasa just me call ne kodin komobi. It's about an artist. So me kotina hwa no see you me mra metam see you there be man ba show nti omu wie no yet na see kasa for over close to about an hour na Londoner and so Hano and just say we're sitting, we had a good call. Bibia and so yare to me. Bibia, there was no indication so yare and Nancy Bibi. ye din komo na then menene papa mu o chale next week no yentina ase ne nkasa eye ene e no share say yentina ase ne nkasa ne yen planning ne mabi eno say was it enra na ase me hu Frankie 5 wall enemy hu for the first time say we're free mo so I try calling Messi B me friend Messi ne get lady na no bo ono ne voice no me friend na no me nya na
Not her producer.
was it
His producer.
yeah his producer yeah me nya no ti na chese Kwesi me bay awotwe a blind messiah a frame do bisa me say oh bo e ye nwum na e dey obi afri mu ha na em chen say oh e be Dr. Khan until say onso uchirechire mu say Kwesi it is appointed unto man wants to die and after death judgments ye nyina e be call one day by your choir and celebrity ho I wish say senior any Dr. Khan tie bia no ye ni boni bi on fan chen ne bi be adisuade kakra me be card Dr. Khan in 1 minute at a point na okreku mante e twe na call Hit FM Sammy Flex fee na you were there na John Ejuma me ye pa me boy Juma papa trying to convince him say monye move no da bia okreku ka chere say soak o ha me pa was had no me tie ade oye wo ho and Dr. Khan anye move no nka kwa wie bibia ye set na ese nkoko and went me uncle nti the year
Okaba okreku na makai ma asembi as usual ye dwumadi ayedi etoda bia obeye bibi obi eni ho ana bibi beba so I think maybe some years back me interview bi o ha say na interview na me Dr. Khan din be PM
yes me kai
enti eye dada kedi
yes
now it has to do with RTP enti eye interview no Dada Kedi kept saying say ni nyonku bi enti ni nyonku no happens to be Dr. Khan so it was necessary to see a Dr. Khan na wabe checha asem no enti me friend na me say okay this is how I did the introduction me say Dada Kedi ni nyonku na o kan say ni nyonku bi no ye nya no ahoma no so apparently he didn't take kindly to it. He
was expecting you to refer to his program.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's now. Until the following week, no cotton Happy FM. And yeah, only me a program.
Yeah.
O trouble me papa. Yeah. And as usual, me send him tea na me come and do man country. Until years down the line, me wa na rama kukreku man te frame me say, obi di janto bi aba abreno. Na oni pa kono be frame into your stream bebre oni pa kono frame ya na am say mark dey osio Dr. Khan na am say ade osio osi wa yo boni bi na osre opese ade o ye wan ni yi inti opese obe pacho inti but ohun kwan obe fa so a obe ba inti osre se obe fro no aba bi hu ofre wa na am say ya nte boni say asem na me kan ye but the nyane bonus because the way I did the introduction wasn't really but if you don't want tears here and fine in a way no move dimi koye o program no problem miss wo microphone be but I decided not to do program about him inti say bia na we hu so wanye ni ye no person patch no problem and your friend me fire so and no can asem no so person about office the way they no be patch on am so hu here but obaye he came to my office, we sat down, we talked, and I said, look, Khan, I don't have any problem, brothers. And if you notice, or you might see us our party in Kramam, you realize that he came.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really invite people. But Otio said, no, he wants to come. And he came there.
He is such a guy, I mean, on fast someone she no say I didn't hana or yet no ye we albums and why cool. That is how Dr. Khan is. I think say many sign be no ye imagine awards music behind the scenes, a lot of things that we did and all that. Dr. Khan offended me in any way. And I'm not sure I'm somehow offended. No. Nancy artist Biana Mebuano or friend Monsieur Opese or help on Niema. We go ahead, let's do it. And Kwesi. Yes.
Tilly,
go.
Yeah. Tilly.
Me chia we bia wotie. Me wo de me shane da me man tene kasa so da. I think the industry no say baby for when I'm a baby industry.
Really? Are you serious?
I never the same for Didi Advice. I never saw him, I never met him, I never heard his voice before. Never.
Really?
Yeah. Never.
Tilly was a stranger.
Yeah. I cry mama.
No any show no.
Dabi.
Abaye.
Say we catch you say am for minchi kakra.
Dabi.
Invite us to Oma.
Dabi when you chin. I was thinking anyway, binu mutisa. Me dia mi tie obia, mi tie bibia.
Oh no. Me tie bibia. It was me popular back no. There are so many entertainment shows me tie kara. Like Ubi Samia, there are so many industry people like minimum like minim. Miss me Ariana. Once and I walk ask me could be a camera numechi. I actually try to know people. It's send a new artist or mobile space or more managers try to let them know that is how right now I'm also doing knowing industry people. I don't know anybody.
One cat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She didn't say that.
But yes, see, ma, so sabe wakoye industry person, and wakoye nipa, whether industry person or not, or nipa, and I'm sure over the time the juma why it speaks for itself. And you know, me man nebusia for no yako, and the listeners, I can imagine how the listeners will feel though, like people that as a shows there you build a certain love for the presenter first. I mean the host and sana ebia so ye pandit and the pandit wa for le, and then all of a sudden and yes wako break out babako wako on baby wontin nka. I mean my omunya the listeners yako omu shedding and know that around the sanity. And whilst you are talking about that, let me celebrate life. In papa on the buy industry no some flex and then the birthday it's so I woke up Dr. Kana, I'm like hey then let me celebrate my father now because it is some flex happy birthday nyami shano. I think say industry people don't want me know work crown some flex then team way I think mpena minimo funny enough mpena minimo happy birthday to him and I really love and appreciate him.
But who can say Dr. Khan and Sammy Flex the show no be show Jimupa is between the two of them.
So inti everyone cry.
Oh, me call you.
Because Sammy Flex and Dr. Khan early morning, no more segment. You don't miss it.
Girl, we're very strange, pa.
Where
we
strange.
My name is Sammy Flex. You introduce no mommy.
Okay, me Sammy Flex. I was xylophone. What you say?
It's not even
plastic. How old are you?
Till there. I mean,
really? I 2 years, yeah. Me buy industry 2 years in Sammy Flex show was xylophone and Sammy who Sammy Flex.
Not even plus.
We'll talk about that another time. Pacho, mamintie ni Dr. Khan.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's rather unfortunate. I mean, there's not much to say to add to what they've said because I mean, obviously, those everybody in the industry basically knows him. No contribution or the industry. It's just sad. Say, obia dear your dream is to for want of a better expression, bury your parents instead of your parents burying you. So when something like this happens, then it's and so
okay about burying your parents, say be obviously your parents and your parents want to be because when you say I'm saying mommy, at least ni mommy chase.
Yes. Into your mom yako, but yeah, mom, we are corner. So now, yes, so I no, we need to continuously examine our lives, because we don't know when. You get me? And so as you live, I'm a Christian, so I'll say as you live, you try to live Christ-like as much as possible as you can, and always look up to God to give you grace, but we also must look at our lives.
Medasi. Well, so yeah, say bia yen sakan busianfo ebetimi o medi nkomo kakra about e bia ne si ne ba ye dian no ya de ye say bia ensa betimi akan busianfo no bi na ye ne o medi nkomo bata mientie enwom baako Dr. Kanti me ka say die e bia me hye na so ti se me bo eye owu ho nwom na free say bia asembo ni bi na to despite media there bi misre Euradi Adarma bibia boko na yenua Dr. Kano ni Happy FM for ye juma na wakanchini ne gu we free mu onka akratias for eno na enti ana akobase because ono so entertainment juma die bi make us ye boy homodianse ye benye busiana ye ni omadi nkomo kakra na seni ade esi aye unse ayadin menti bana kasa bibi se nyesi na kasa ya na ho edin kakra Dr. Khan yire Docas ne maame ye friend Mrs. Aboagye intimi fan se Mrs. Aboagye Dr. Khan Nassau yensa kan wa mano so yene no enni nkomo kakra aso ati sen wie
Jamina domo
ye ma kwa baba Peace FM so wie so nya yete ya kenkan yes ye nyanti a kire say yes ye nua Dr. Khan we free mu but wo ban busuan ye busuan de mimusa sani yete no sa pepepe say Dr. Khan e free mu
bocho oya no kwada we free na da me da baye for something ho na o free aya ni bi no
and then now watching na Dr. Khan on radio show Benada crime say no radio show wo mo tie no fi Benada cra o radio show enti dodo na ka say okay Dr. Khan dey da ben yenim say no ho adin ene ne ka ho so dia ben pa na ba Mrs. Aboagye
no for cho media mo win ba na aba na dance na waka baby aye Mrs. Khan and see autumn crowd member my from na onya kwan nko elie no and so Dr. Khan me bodwa ha eye ukuda no and so my tongue must Dr. Aban krasa me ba sa no di guy say me ba member je so me ba na chasa wo mo be ni ya wo mo nyi wo number GK no and say we build by something na Dr. Khan obo pese ofi ejuma na obefie so obefie na sa se wa aba na mebe bo ma ba o no o mama akwa aba so mama akwa aba no na ono de e ba no sa de asenti so oboto me sa na o chia mi na wa akada enta anapa no oyen yawo da na pa no abra Dr. Khan sorry no na na kasa asesa akasa ye huso to wana na meka cha na why say yan kan hu yan fa no ko hospital na ya ka fa drop na ya da na kwaye wa check na chese into no anajo no na ma me no nyina ka dai
empacho hospital be no mde no ko no
what's it do na oyere makasa mbribe oyere no ho na wife do no kwaye henta ba no sa no so na odo no kwaye odo no kwa ho ya kwa na chese
but you know so one cran here ya
one cran here
okay
ya do no kwa wa mo sha no so no hoye no be fe na ma me da ho ndi anapa no na me hwe nkwala no ni enti mo ayi for ejuma ya no kwa bi fra me na me so no hoye nti doctor ne say oho me kakra na ade chia wa ba ta ade chia ya kwa no ya gina ne nchen ya na doctor kwa kana ofim egbe Doctor Jessa, Dr. Kara. Nina kasa Dr. Kara sama kacha ase anyanya meje anyanya meje ebo mio That's
Monfanche, say, do say a ding, Dr. Khan Nas ban and any dinkomo. Okay. Ma.
yes.
And Cecilia, okay. Okay, now, Bonkoda, it's on Koda Hina, with jam with you. Sure, me assure so Mokrano Moye de day. Omudi Omu say, Asem Cassia, Omususa who.
Oh, what was you surprised? Mana, if I cut 2 years to corner, Baquenya, Kitchen, Uenya, 1 year.
Kitchen, you saw Munukrano, if you know.
Oh, yeah, crap.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Mado do saying, and come here, and Memma saying, and I'm Senate here.
But I was a
Memma 3. Wow.
No, about a banny cake, only a year. I cut 2 weeks, no, yeah.
Na Doctors want to send you.
I mean, I don't know. We are also into my crying. Nancy Abafano. This is a sham colano. Oh, no.
Monshade, pa near my Hoyako.
Papa, 2 days ago.
But Mimbusa, so Dr. Timichi be at the crop of Tibia a kuno. Dr. Timichi at the crop of Tiekuno.
Doctor, and then a pocrano, no cry, pony in a yellow cry. Doctor Nature, baby, I want carry test. And so I cut a Monday, no one can get report. I cut a Monday, no one can get report.
I see. Now, Dr. Khan, you can't just say, I'm a sympacho sanity.
And then I'm meaning in our hospital.
Okay. Nani Papa swear?
Papa said, 5 years, no, baby.
Okay.
Na mammy kuno dear. Oh.
Ma, Yabejo mo hanum say, na wedi yan share hodin pa, nyamen kan ho na ebre bi say ono ankasa won share din no nya kese. Enti wedi yema busuano dokas ene nkoda ni nyina yema om yakopa. Nasinio, ma. Nasinio, ma. Nyamisha on come why? Your baba Stramon so nya your baba mamu nyina so yako. All right. Okay.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station.
Peace FM.
Accra, Ghana. That's what it is, man. This is it. Peace 1043 FM. Yakagum. That is Yana Mekomeno. Like I say, Omunye Jumada. I say, Sisi, ya twaso anata. No, me no about passing my song. Here we say, and any. Obetino monsieur Yesukura Ejahim. Moya fine. Moya come out here. To the dance, 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 to the dance. Ain't you ever heard Vodafone Ghana Music Awards? Ye be di hun koma. And na de en koma no gina awards nko a. Nyamin cha de yensa kan board member baako. Vodafone Ghana Music Awards into obeboa yen. No wa kire nyema mu yie di amayen. Ni ayenti ase. Aboagye, Niaite Hammond, a board member of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Studio Munso Oting, or your recording engineer. What kind who has say? So Chris Safo, and so Ewaha, Kwesi Ernest, Tilia Kuanipa. So maybe they hear me at for and Bamsi the 2 minute cry yeah boom say Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. One benya basu body the 23rd edition no. Maybe they hear me not just one a dini nyina the pi anyum to 4 and anyum a one benya abasu body na a dosu papa a dosu me kase me boboni nyina so a wan hwe ye bre no adagye but ye koso na no ye betimi abobo bi so e de amamo nkakra abasobode dodo na ya anyotefo no e benya e abasobode no woso no na wo mo de batu dwa no abeya nkomodie bebre enti se na me de tu manim na wie Niaite Hammond, a board member, Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, or kind who ever had him saying. In 70 you have no me no yan tiasi no bet me abwa na yet me atiasi. Ni, I mean more crab you na yanshan commonasi. Na Nadia, Obamodia, so mean say I'm not feeling hard drink, but Bema Dawson, Eddie Mammy. No fears, no fears, no fears. So Yansa same fee had him say. We notice Modi nominees list in the PA no. Modi atu enim say group of the year. Afie ye nyo bia muni obia in fact I say mo ye no afim. Abasobodi bia ni honom saying my group of the year. Na masem bisa ne say adentina empre bebre no mo twɛn na changes na bia beba no at the beginning of the scheme no mo fan to dwa na ye nyina ye hu because minim menkai mente obetimi correct me say bia mo share scheme na say for the year the 23rd edition no e bia mo kan say okay this particular edition no there will be no group of the year manti bibisa. But the question in particular is about these changes or that you bring, you or maybe find new categories and why is it that beginning when you are announcing the scheme itself, but in the course of it ni
okay, sometimes after the award scheme or before the award scheme no you would have stakeholders meetings.
Yeah.
Na incorposo a church or madrin and all that. Na a tray board no kotnasia. They look at all those kinds of information, ideas and thoughts that have come across.
Sorry, 23rd edition, mo stakeholders meeting, mo
and there was a stakeholders meeting.
Because me kind na me bisan. Which month? Last year na moyana.
No, it was this year.
This year.
Yeah, there was a stakeholders meeting.
Wow. We are in March.
Come again.
We are in March, me boy.
Yeah, we are in March.
So which month? January, February?
I think it was in February. I can't remember the exact. But no. Normally stakeholders meeting and your board no na organize it. That is Charterhouse na organize it, and then the information na on be pick it from that meeting. They bring it to the board when the board is.
Robert Club question.
When the board is established.
Yeah.
Normally some of these changes now did not happen. It happens only after nominations because based on nominations na abano board no yehu ejuma, then it leads to some if there's a need for some changes now, then it happens based on the information available at hand. Because there are many people where you might not necessarily have it forehand until during the process that happens, and then once those changes have happened the board puts it out.
Okay, so therefore Montreal radio na yente aye Vodafone Ghana Music Awards na say because yemu bebre asase kasa na Argentina we nim ni ka ho ni aite Hamod o hanum say board member of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards so betimi aboa mayetimi ateni amase. So we notice ebrebi atwem because of what happened in one of the editions of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, particularly between these two artists, Shatawale and Stonebwoy. Mobanium subsequently board needed by two just a left band in the account. Yehu said the 23rd edition mo unveiling nominees list Stonebwoy kahon by Yehu Shatawale ewum. Dia now bet me akaba way of inchichi mad kuntia Shatawale wom na Stonebwoy wom na Shatawale nim.
Well, I think that one is very plain. I mean, Shatta has made it clear to everybody that he doesn't want to be part of the awards any longer. So you don't have to worry yourself to force somebody to do what they don't want to do. So it's as simple as that.
Okay, so does it mean a band Stonebwoy on one or then works by the product, the music product on one or they buy but Shatawale because what can say okay well on person on the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards in your track na piano. So one fa works be one submitting it maybe.
I will not be. In fact, I can't speak to whether he submitted or not. But whatever it is, even if you don't submit your works, say your research team, Inti say unsubmitted works krana. Research team no to me identify the work and they bring it to the board. You get me? But whatever it is, no, before the nominations will come out, everybody who happens to be considered for nominations, the board tries to get your consent before we go ahead with it and then put out the final list if we are putting out a final list. Yeah.
So Shatawale Kai say on pese, I mean, want anything to have anything to do with Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Does that mean because of that maybe a research team Oman fan works anchor and now saying because honor is not too clear for me. I just want
that is very clear. The board will not consider it because the person says don't consider me. So you won't even if his works is there, he must be able to say because he said it. Everybody heard it. I mean, it's not secret. And I say be a troll letter brain. He said it openly. So that one is straight.
But I mean, officially, one for document because
I can't say about officially or the document be by because I mean I haven't done that. Obviously, if the team is here, they can be able to. I can't say everybody who officially submitted because I don't have that.
And the reason why me busa sana bia yetimiama emi enima da hono clear is because
but I doubt even if we will submit. I doubt we'll submit.
Well, I mean, this is I may perceive a cancer from based on
basis of fact.
Yeah.
So right now, that one I cannot speak to it because I haven't seen the list of all those who submit.
Because I'm asking this because how is the consent done? What can about say? We hear the consent of the artist. When the research team the bar, how is it done? Is it much the common artist in that? Well, we've seen our research team at the works about you fall under the calendar year, and we want to push through with the process. Do you want us to go ahead, and now you don't want us to go? How is the consent done?
We communicate with the artists. There's a team that communicates with the various artists and their managements, and then they bring the feedback to the board that this is what this group said is. As in those who did not submit themselves, that the research picked up. You get me? Those who submitted themselves, they definitely, once they've submitted, they've given their consent. But those who did not submit, our research, pick your up, Yes, the research team will speak with the artist or their management to get their consent before we go ahead.
Okay. Mimbusao, these consents, is it done verbally and written? I mean, it's done.
I cannot really
because me pese better sorry now. We by argument.
I cannot really speak to that right now. Yeah, but I know their consent is sought, whether verbally or written. I cannot confirm that.
Okay, because it's very important. I mean, sorry, Satawale Mbeka said they did not write to me. Obiana, even though I said it, me crying, but they biana me can create the agro na enye ni bread because man chokra te bian koma chata house officially munyi mi fi Vodafone Ghana Music Awards no mu any sane mantina me no gina honom say kakra back and forth honom say no. And I hope that you understand me.
I do.
Okay. All right. So let's move on from consent near share. Then, okay, again, still on the consent. Then he explains because my kind back about R2Bs, where a B says, okay, I didn't know who R2Bs home. Then, me kind say the spokesperson and on your customer, the scheme and a charter house, Robert Clark Chiche so is because R2Bs and mom consent and untina ye who R2Bs or VGM. Yeah,
And that's it. They didn't give their consent.
Okay.
That was what the board was informed. So once they didn't give their consent, we didn't consider them.
Exactly, they are kind that they don't want to be part of the award scheme, and I'm saying,
exactly what they will say. I don't know exactly what they said, but the point is that they didn't give their consent.
So how is it communicated to the board? Yeah,
the board will be communicated that we didn't get a consent of R2Bs, or we didn't get a consent of Kwesi Aboagye, we didn't get a consent of this person.
And once that
information
organizers will relay that to the board,
go ahead.
You go ahead, you take that person or that artist, that group out from the process.
Yes.
Right. So that explains why R2Bs homonym.
Yeah.
Okay. Yanko about again group of the year. Why Argentina? Explain to us. I mean, for the first time, maybe or more expect to say be and group of the year. Argentina must say this 23rd edition. We are not going to have group of the year. Argentina group of the year.
I think basically it's just about the fact that per the wisdom of the board that the category is not competitive this year as in previous years. So the board in its wisdom decided to rest it. If the following year he has a different opinion, then that goes on.
Okay. Thankfully, some of the questions, Nanka, me perceive the person who speaks for the organizers of the award scheme, Robert Clark. Number so church name will be made for a final Robert Clark at Nasi. So remember Robert Akwaba now. In some new I busa ni nya clear answers were honum say na with me aboy. Robert Akwaba.
So thank you very much. As my elite kaka.
Yeah.
Now on several other interviews and see. I
understand. So we because Yashen Komana said that.
Okay.
Not me ni about this stakeholders meeting. Any time ben moye. And also want me and share the exact day, but him say yes, moye. Stakeholders meeting, which much information fee people in the industry and also a boy in the process of the scheme, the 23rd edition, we are in time bang.
Oh, yeah, in February. I think in the third week of February.
Yeah. Okay.
But it wasn't just one. Different, multiple ones. And I think there were some that was done in early part of February, and then subsequent ones were also done towards the end of February. I think we also did one towards the ending of January.
Okay. And
cross section. So some labels, artist managers, journalists, journalists, and then there were also some members of the board, and there were members of the academy and all of that. Into different people within different spaces.
Okay. So I imagine some of the changes be a buyer to say be a particularly group of the year man for Dihun Komono. Was there the stakeholders meeting nyama bisa buyer na saying which one chechim kaka?
Oh, I know about the group of the year at the board level.
At the board level?
Yeah, at the board level. So that was one of the latter things. She said, you're receiving nominations. I've gone through. Just say, review of the submissions by the selection committee, and then have done the submission to the board for the board to now take a look into. It was at that particular level that the decision was made. Say, okay, Charlie. Based on previous years, what we've seen, we saw a decline, but we gave it a little bit of rope. So let's see if things might change. Unfortunately, it just kept on going down in terms of the competitiveness. And there were several arguments raised, and at the end of the day, the decision was made in the wisdom of the board. Say they should rest it this year until such a time that there's a need. In fact, when you flip it, it was said that assuming, say, we are not doing group of the year today, and you are making a request for the board to consider to include Group of the Year in the scheme, what would have been the suggestion? Because if you came to the board and say you don't have enough competition in that particular category, or the numbers playing in that particular category now, based on the way the board usually creates a category, they wouldn't even consider it because the numbers are not there. And that kind of flip also helps for you to appreciate the entire board. So yes, our decision. And I think it's more of when you have more people playing in the field, and then the board thinks that it's now competitive enough. No, they will respond to it by doing the needful.
Okay. So my engineer on Vodafone Ghana Music was this is the 23rd edition. In Timifan say enyi pa nkodi be 23 years. A be still dream about this Group of the Year, and again Nibebe, because who can say it came at the board level, which means the decision. But Mimbusao offer a 3 music awards. There was Group of the Year. And if you look at their category, for instance, I mean, they have Bethel Revival Choir, Dope Nation, Keche, R2Bs. So, and now my minimum raise issues. If 3 music crowd mobile won't share, if they have it there, how come ABA at the board level such a decision? Because people think that this thing's also a Brahma man for a pep them up. So, because when you do that, then you are discouraging the groups in so and and now so because one more baswa. What can you say to that? Okay, 3 music they have even though different award scheme, but people are making that comparison to here sorry Robert, before ni bebem.
Okay, and you have a point about the encouragement bit, but usually anybody who says that Chirom will say in the first place nobody is disenfranchised, or it is not a disadvantaged point. Because we share the way the scheme exists now. If you drop a song as a group, now say you are doing good on your vocals, you are a good fit for vocal category. If you are a good fit for Record of the Year, you are there. If you are a good fit for your friend is a songwriter, you also go there. If you drop a song that is solid in a particular category, ABIA, reggae dancehall, you can also go there. If it's for rap, whatever, you can go to any of these places. The only thing, in fact, even Artist of the Year, if you qualify, you can go there. The only thing that is taken away now is the fact that we are not putting together a category called Group of the Year because the numbers are not there. In the past, when they had Wuta, VIP, Book Back, 4x4, 5, like when the numbers were there, the category was breathing and alive. So that is what was really happening. But at this point that the numbers are not there, you would want to rest it. I think so. With respect to the 3 music comparison, we have different calendar years. So within the calendar year that we are looking at, we don't think that we have enough competitive submissions. It warrants an existence of a category on its own. But like has been said, they are not disenfranchised in any way. All the other categories are there for their placements. However, until such a time that the board feels, this thing needs to be restored, it will be restored.
So it's your foot, you Ghana foot you. Board level na understand say mo take his decision. So boy ni ntiminya entiase na ya entiase still I say we talking and we are not happy, we're not excited say it be a Group of the Year no. Dia na ko mo take that decision no. Adentina no Group of the Year.
Oh, so my kind of that. The fact say the category is not competitive enough.
And when you say competitive enough, it means what? They are not.
It means one more the best category. You can put it that way.
Okay,
you get me. But the Senator Robert Akano, the group is not disenfranchised in any way, because in every other area, whether let's say if it's a gospel group, they are also eligible for Gospel Artist of the Year, for example. If it's a hip life group, they're also eligible for hip life Artist of the Year, or Afro Pop Artist of the Year, or reggae. So they are not
But now okay and Thomasum and I don't know
Debbie said was so in
Debbie and not make us no and Thomasum because then all the other categories because ABA okay artist of the year and any artist of the year in few because no let's say ABA Nipano or hip life artist of the year, ABA or rap artist of the year, but the person also find himself in artist of the year. So how can you explain say Yendisen franchisee Nipano and you say ABA why should it be BIA because if it is let's say gospel artist of the year or gospel artist of the year even Krano so I'm back group of the year on Shreshi. I mean it doesn't really gel.
Okay, all right. Say Wamba group of the year Washiri Bibi. But the point the point is
no
the point is you know it's apart from the fact that it is honoring the scheme is honoring artists, no, you get me, the scheme is also competitive, if I should put it that way. And so when you are having a category that is not competitive now, it defeats the whole idea of what the scheme also stands for. And so and yes sir Yemfan say the scheme award scheme no see you trim group of the year
so what is competitive what is more competitive now more person much say because on say yet me tia say yeah then
okay. Let me throw some light because you're receiving nominations no at the beginning. There are some categories that you have about 50 people. Ebimuso ha 70, Ebimuso ha 30. Okay, go to group 8, 5, 10. Now and then you begin to evaluate. Say out of 10 and now 15 Mwabano, which one of them is even churning out hits? When you slash down, maybe 2, 3. Other categories, solid. Just even difficult for you to just at 17. No, you are even finding it difficult to cut down. Then you begin to so you realize
so that's the meaning of the competitive.
That's what we mean by competitive.
Okay. Me who say otin bremu meko round na me panel members because if inchemu amudi me ni minim say bia we point na on the competitive before Robert Baymun we
yeah, we can
okay.
Go on.
Okay.
We can go.
All right. So, ni Robert Owachechim, particular group of the year, meaning we are now.
Robert Asama Canada. Median Thomas meaning say to be assumed there.
Say Nisa media
because Okase and Thomas because Okase be a competitive. Anything above 1. And you know, say a shakrasa category in Mkrampuno, ye nipa 8 and a nipa 4. And I was a qualified team kum. Na yenya 5 crampoa. I think 4 still qualify. Unless for a reason, no, VGM decided say this year no ankasana de yamfanton chain. That we will understand because that is your award scheme and per managerial level no you decide say yenye into your year from. But say, if you use the word competitive, Abra wankasa woti here ka say, oh baby etiminya 70, na baby etiminya 8. So you think the 8 is discouraging you for you to take some people who duly deserve out there.
Please use the deserve no when I would share.
Oh. Oh, Tio per wankasa wasema okaye no. O say o scaling it down. Crampo na ushemwa nipa dodo saying ena aye hit. It's not encouraging. And you know, sa encouraging no is per your assertion.
Yes.
Who believe it say is not encouraging.
Yes.
That does not make it competitive. Say there are not people who deserve to be there.
To be there, you have to have churned out hits. If you don't have those things, then you cannot be there. If by the time we finish, you see only 2, 1, 2, 3 people deserving to be there, then as a category, in comparison with other categories, this is not sustainable.
No,
and it's not.
You see, you don't. I wish we do not compare. Say, Obikuta 80.
David, that is your wish. That is not the way the scheme operates. The scheme has got its way of working. Until this wish is yours, not the scheme's wishes.
If I may ask, unya nipadodwa na ufeel say omo betimi affect in that category, no?
Boss, we would have had that particular category running. It will not even come up. Like for us to come and sit down on this conversation, like our wish would be for us to discuss how big we can organize this year, how people can come to the program, not necessarily coming to discuss.
Oh no!
So no, I'm just explaining
with
to
or
you.
This, with or without this category in India. Obviously, the show will still be as it has always been because there are other categories that we are all looking up to. In the show, Nadia, definitely ebekoso. But Misusono, me GD says yes sir. Now group kakrana group not ready na kasano. Osha industry numa group no mostly dodona and break it up. Osha 4x4 numni adini na. Equally, they are all trying out good songs, but as a group, no, they are breaking up. I believe so. We can also contribute to strengthening this group by making sure sakakrano aka e wo honom no ade bi omu ye bia no kwaya ye be fa so a ye betimi agege omu anase ye push omu bia no because R2B is the year under review no omo ya ade
yes
omu release enyom na enyoma e call ye I think say keche
Keche is not and Americano. So you see
they were not under the year.
Okay, the R2Bs for example in their particular case in the Krano, they didn't give their consent to be part of the scheme. And see, at the end of the day, no, we are fighting for wine. Now, if you say, you think, to encourage, and they're yati, then we'll take that particular information and go and share with the board and our next review session say. So based on feedback, no, the public is saying, Anka, we should rather use the place to encourage them. Then they'll look at it in terms of there's an idea I was submitting. So, but from the perspective of the board today, the other things outweigh.
I imagine the broader aim of these awards is also to encourage the musicians.
Yeah.
It's not to
encourage.
encourage.
It's to encourage. Yeah.
All this because our scheme is also to say that look, you're doing well.
You're doing well.
Keep
we
doing
appreciate
well.
you.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
So I'm sure say can't set group of the year because the way I need Robert Ekanono will take it the board because the bigger picture, the goal for it is we are encouraging these artists. We appreciate what you are doing, so keep doing what you are doing in your account.
Yeah. So and that's why we are encouraging them, and we put them in the various categories where, from the point of view of the board, they need to be. But the board also wants to, as part of that encouragement, not to. It should be challenging. It should be challenging, but not to just let them relax and feel that this one there, even if I cough, I'll be there.
Okay. No. Christiana, it's me say wa be microphone. Mama minti okakra. Yeah. Robert ni explanation. Yeah. Group we. Yeah.
Robert, you come closer. Don't run away. I don't know who done it. Me na Kwesi. Na BGM debi board wo manya o mbe mo bi anya hypertension. Na no crash pa Kwesi de ntia ma make asa ne so ho. Mami to a boss a definition now to for the best group of the year. Now definition or say the best group of the year is the artists are judged by the Academy Board and the general public as a group with the highest audience appeal and popularity. They must comprise of at least 2 or more members and must have released a hit single album during the year under review.
But first of all, now kind of person, maybe Nini Robert, but confirm your mind. Say, is that the true definition? We use it for the 23rd edition, and may can't say because, and I sent a message to Robert that yes, I've seen the descriptions. But I think I'm using from the 20th edition. That's the description that I'm using. Now, me person Busan say. Me who new definitions are these the definitions that they are using? So Robert sent me a message. Robert sent me a message and says,
I mentioned say okay, so in fact there is a 2021, that is the most current. There's the 2022 one that we used. 2022, sorry, that is most current. But then again, after the board sessions, a few revisions have been done into those ones, and I think that's what I mentioned to you. Said those ones are going to be quickly updated and then put out there so that the information is out there. But what he's reading is not. You
see, Robert, hold on, and not just Vodafone Ghana Music Awards or the award scheme, because Yababe didn't come in. Minim say be I am parking kind. Mufisa Ghana for parking kind. I'm struggling apart from. And you BBA because Ebi Ejuma me and Robert no send you message no busao. But how come say if I take, let's say, Grammys or this award scheme, I just go on the net, every information that I need. Minimo bia or honum say I don't have to call, but the information is there. When they make amendment, they make any change, bia is there. You read so you know everything. How come award scheme no baby I do if na o chem say you are now going to give me the definition here? I don't know.
I didn't say I was going to give you definition. What I mentioned to you in our conversation is a few changes have been made. I'm not really talking about definitions. What the definition is read is fine.
Okay.
All I'm trying to say is there are a few add-ons and a few subtractions that have been done. So the group. No, this is accurate. So it's for example, group of the year is supposed to be. I'm supposed to send an information about that, talking about the difference, like the new changes that have happened. It doesn't affect this. So that's what I mentioned to him. They say, those are the add-ons. And then because we're doing some announcements today. After today's session, then we just post that. So that particular announcement have been done, has been put out. The information has gone. So those other changes, so that updating of information will happen as well. So into this definition, we can work. We are fine. Yes.
That's the definition.
Yes.
Kwesi, go ahead.
They are actually my drink kakra, actually my attention kakra ne say. Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Ekona Transi decided musician be a shebre. And they were Dutch and so bako no more so babawachino. Afenu miensa and what to me it was so to me decided. Afenu bako
Kwesi
ni
Pacho minimum about other award schemes, but Vodafone Ghana Music Awards no yen determine artists shebre ana ne nimko ana ne chiba debi.
Oh, abaso body there. Yebo abaso a emako ani.
Debi pacho.
Until you say okay. Okay. Kwesi wo awards in Shishem Vodafone Ghana Music Awards no. Afenu miensa ene transe ehihye nia afenemu ina wabɔ ne ho modern pa say e bɔ na baso. Am I okay? Good. I was scheme ne so. Kwesi the edikan the board. The tosumienu academy. Afe the tosumiensa no so to me the general public. Inti unini openi ni kasa no na obisa ne say aso breben and omo nya nhihye so hu ni say adwene ne say afi we ne be drop group of the year. And waka so Richard so chire say at the time Robert chire say time na omo kwotena ase na omo quality bibi awie no na omo de man na omo hu say no numbers no omo no so ntie say you drop na me bi say sabre no was the general public also concerned and informed about that particular decision? So I feel we don't do a bad endorsement into minianum because they are stakeholders to the almost any pamiensano. In terms of kind definition, the definition is that are judged by the board, academy, and the general public. But now two people have gone to sit down.
No. Two people, one people.
Why a mistake? I'm correct. This definition is talking about how a winner is selected within any category.
Okay.
It is not about the nomination. It is only when the nomination comes out. Now these three bodies here, Ediomuti, Kambum,
Even sometimes grapple 2.
Sometimes grapple
or
2
even
for
1
some categories. You get me? Or the ones that also honorary that the board determines. You get me? It's the 3 way and determine who goes into what category. It is the board that determines who goes into what category. And once that is done, these 3 now put their heads together to determine out of the list in each category who wins what. So
me go so tiba. Me go so tiba. But even at that, Kwesi.
Yes, but ni kind of rightly so a tasum. Say yes, no crese nomination ne die. A board on there. But Kwesi na so point no o make no somehow. I think that should be factored in. We shouldn't just say okay. Is at the nomination level is because the board na ye Juman Kwan. That is why Anami Busa Robert said point bang say mobile and sakra because award scheme said for the phone Ghana Music Awards penny in him. There are so many award scheme. I mean fans say be a standard and I'm sure Vodafone Ghana Music Awards so yachichira de no world best practices meboa ni sana mo ye no enti adenti na mo ma ye hu niama we so it means say bia ye nyina dakre beda be sorry no ye nim say artist of the year ade a nyomtufo ni nyina enti fans obia ye na ye boaboa hu for artist of the year board no buy am be catch so
yes scrapple
this year we won't have artist of the year because we think it's not competitive enough na that time no yes you ya boaboa hu ye bibia bako this is it fair to the other stakeholders? That is what I'm sure Christianity is raising.
Precisely so, my lawyer.
Yeah, you see, Kwesi, I understand where you're coming from. I can even understand, say, probably, maybe on the day of releasing the nominations, or maybe a day prior to the nominations, we could have come out with a press release to give some indication. I can accept that. You get me? But the fact of the matter is that, for example, the board cannot unilaterally decide, say, this year there will be no, let's say, hip-hop song of the year. You get me? Without having the benefit of the submissions. You get me? Or the benefit of the submissions and the research work. It is only based on that and the work that the board will do that they would now identify that, okay, we think this is a weak point and we need to give it time to solidify itself because otherwise we will continue to support it to be weaker. And so in not supporting it to be weaker, would rest it this time around. Hopefully tomorrow it will become stronger and we put it back in there. You get me? And that we have to do. That announcement must come. Probably the challenge is that maybe the announcement didn't come immediately after before the release or immediately after the release. But that is it. Yeah.
Okay. Because you know, Socrates ni union mama kam so na mamumrim na yanji kakra. Yeah.
Uni ni ko table ho a ya na omanema no be easier because of an expertise or turn the boy says so be chere no mama kama, which I really appreciate. But I think so say young TSS say in such a competitive award scheme obi bia artist bia or co studio akoye adwuma under the year under review no obi believe no say adwuma madwuma me ye no say de bi ebetumi asompan fo bia ni na metumi nya abasobode ye mfa nhye na yadwene enti ekoba saa ye so say ekogina saa ye so ema afi bi koso na ye kokaso afi de na mododo na nso enti nipa 3 pena submit here. First of all, we need to it's also time see betuma catch Richard Robert say possibly the research teams no so omomodi say be betuma extend on my wings Kumasi, Takrady, Tamale, all these areas. Try as much as possible to have more pool of because can say, hey, Bia, group B baby, they are doing fine. But because of maybe the way our research maybe and they are not popular enough near the identity, maybe because of they are not popular, they may not even be considered. For some people because I'm also me submitting my works, but I'm almost sending me letter across say we have received your work, but so it means that demand is getting very higher, and this award scheme, people are really counting on it. It's becoming a tough thing. Into Munshan so say, and yet they behind the back say the board no dear more decision. Sa no more the year gospel album of the year. Most scrapple gospel album of the year. Yet me single and me. But I know for a fact to say that thing was giving edge to the gospel musicians. For anybody to want to at least produce album, do it well, and then be able to do something with it. But then, Akwaba says, will be a need interest of going to record an album. Because when himself after all year it will not be recognized. That's the thing, and he never came back. Saadi Amaya must say until time that the board thinks they will bring it back. No?
And groups,
group, and now you tell me, but not that for 2 honum. Baby, I see a tell me. Say, but you better 10 years. You are not careful. But group of women, maybe
this accusation is a level against Vodafone Ghana Music. At was saying, more or less, you are the cause of why gospel musicians are not coming out with albums these days.
Kwesi does not understand the industry. If he understood the industry, and in fact, I shouldn't say he doesn't understand. He understands, but he's playing an advocate which is not working. The devil. Why should I give devil authority when he doesn't have that authority? You see, the point is this: the industry is such that we've gone to a stage where, because of streaming, you don't need to wait for an album to make money. So you can drop. And it was something that was growing in the industry as the streaming started. You drop a song as you go along so that you can be making money whilst you put together an album or an EP. You understand me? And nobody has stopped that from happening. You get me? But it was a trend that was growing. And because of the trend that was growing, like he would bear me out, before we started, we dropped the gospel album of the year. For about 3-4 years continuous, you realize that you were not getting albums. You understand me? And you must that
you're getting albums. Albums were not competitive in your estimation.
No, it's not that they were not competitive in you see. If the VGM is
up to date, they come out with albums.
If the VGM were not a popular music awards, like everything would have been different. Okay. You get me? But it's a popular music awards, and so even with the albums, we had a definition, and you knew we said at least 3 or more hit songs. You get me? Now you realize that we now tweaked the
definition
a little to add good songs. No, they might not necessarily be
2 or 3 hits.
Yes, but because of the challenges of the time, and we need to accommodate that. You get me? And so if it was a technical awards, you get me? Like he was saying, for example, groups. We would not necessarily be looking for popular groups that have made hits and are popular. We'll just be looking for groups, and we'll get a lot of them. You get me? But as an award scheme, you must have something that you stand by and that you work with in terms of your terms and conditions, basically. And that is it. So it is wrong to say, because of that, gospel musicians are not doing albums. It will be very, very, and I always keep saying that I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, please, anybody forgive me. But any musician who is a professional and says, I produce music only because I want awards, I don't think that person is a serious musician.
So great. Microphone now. I mean to you. Yansha about so far explanations are Nini Rabbit on the mind, particularly even on group of the year film and in 70B near work. So great.
Well, media explanations now on the amani make can say media meteo masia pa neoma yeno is their award scheme and na omuno munim ne entira omoye A B C D. And no more some Kwesi, over the years, I can say, two people and I keep Vodafone Music Awards afloat. And you're more, me sure think a good dada. Inka yaguno. Yen yaguno de dada. Eye ni oti hansi. Eni George Kwe. And you're in Nipa Mienuya, Inka award scheme, yaguno de dada. Well, from where I sit, that's how I see it. Because when them say sometimes, your perception, ne, senya yentias yetia ni nyemani nyinano, ye di begu omoswa. They have a way of absorbing it. No matter what moboase, no matter chiro moana ato. Inti mebo mabaso pa say juma mayo over the years. Say Robert in Swabem. Robert also no I feel say who swing omo strategy of communication now. Then also be boa pa because sometimes no e ya ode ne ho kohihye angle e man ne ho che no enye se wa ye boni bia wa na scheme na ye boni bia o but the explanations no wo sometimes me tie na me say akwa ni a wo kan ye no kure but kwan a wo fa so a wo de ka no no na e ma obi tie kira na se wa ye yi kakra Kwesi e kan say ono ye communication because in terms of category definition, B. At a point in time, no, na or explanation, no, kwako fakon B. Meanwhile, no, ukoya obabisi simple point so. Intine no so no mebo abaso pa say o koso. Meaning say enye easy, but strategy no modify na kakra na entomu ma. Media ni amoye bia no me feel say moya de. Mo na mote ho. Na muhu ni amobeye na adena ko yie o kan bibi maka over the years and all minka mena meka yanka ebi onembeko say any artist who go to the studio thinking say I'm going to do a song to win an award is not a serious artist. I've been saying it over the years. Thank God say and never confirm it will be hit me. I will make you as my reference. Oh no, I'll make you ask my because to me no menti as an intra artist be enya yibi normal aye say oh okay ene me pa cho to base yeah to base
me to base no because Kwesi Aboagye I mean what dream kakra about Sokresafo submission this afternoon the ntia me what dream kakra ne say na otwini a kakitu ka brenti ka wa boy studio ha over fancy gadam and I'm surprised awia we papa we Asha Black no wo praise Richard see the omoye bia Robert Clark for me no no wo praise ne se the wo chechirem no che se e ka se e ka kete ko be sanum na ma ni kra da so na omo ni studio ha no de socket wa pa mini anod menu ahwe no studio hanum na ano Father Dexin jina na wie we ye hye wa hanum na wo se do won ya bia wo mo pe wo pe
me pe won yo mai bia o mai ade eye omo scheme eye omo scheme omo aye
so if you know that why were you fighting them
I was fighting them based on their mementi ase and na me kan their mementi ase eye omo dia and omo say yes here the way to her yeah my one yogo near the sianse near my special water near the say me see oh one yogo no me dey nka me penia millet wo ma dey ntia man fa millet angumu almost say we the millet ni gumu a e be yes omo aka e yo omo dey metimi abo omo e dey metimi ayo omo
great for years what can say same way na you unfortunate but you keep saying it
okay
obetimi abo enye ntokwa na ekun and cancer. It is a bit myopic when you say say
define myopic in this sense.
Just say I say I say
distracting me.
You see, otherwise, nka nya yeti akra ye because ayo mama dear.
Yeah.
But enyo mama dear. Senya usi pese uhunu because tie socrates ade bi was ade mi no akon ho a maka fiti enya na fiti vin eyi ma 7. You do that thing. But they be na me catch you me say enyo otherwise me sing commodie we nka ye ndi. Even senior obey so senior obey e wa wo senior. But o de beto publica e ya man sign dia. E betimi aye nti wo ye hot fork no. Kwan a oppress o oppress o ye hot one na o ye. But everybody spoke about it. Yes. People who have not even watched it omokan. So yeah na when you try to do
but
that
at the end of the day na media.
At
the end of the day na media.
When you try to do you know because in common na ye di no ye di nkomo ye na to adwen se na be ya scheme no yes see nipa ba ku na kunu de enso enso
amansan nyina na eche.
Yes. So it is not about the way you do it. Etiefo ebo mutie no mu because me say media.
You have a friends prejudice
I don't have omunom refi but me no atena program so ache. When you started from Yola Nigeria days, me no sisi akra the way frisa Yola Nigeria days. But still I won enu ti na wo ya eyo omo amoja.
Say me say that a prejudice no what dream muntin bibia make bia.
Oh yeah, if what brofo pa because school akọ no say na we see aka brofo kakraka because me kan my opic so ntia ba brofo kakraka.
So my opic ne so say.
Once you can prejudice. Then you now hear prejudice. Because in common the bia odi na me if you contribute we contribute to yanko. And
me pacho me contribute to
ayo dia no me yanko yenim.
Kwesi me pacho
I am so
for the records
I am guiding you.
You are guiding me. Thanks for the guidance, but baby
if you don't want to take my guidance I will move on to another person. That is my work.
So I have to take your guidance before I can speak.
Yes, because I am the speaker. I guide Ejumedie. When I guide you and you don't want to take it, I move on. Yes. Yes. Speaker back me. I am guiding you and I've guided. You have to say, okay, speaker, I've been guided. Move on.
You have been guided.
I have been guided.
So move on.
Okay. Etiefo nso etie me a ebia omo nya me ka me say me de scheme no omo adwuma enno omo ne de ahye omo nsa so omo nye
Socrates
ko omo fa so a omo ya
Socrates me say ne omo ye na enye no ana ne hu so bia
fine omo ye enye no me nim no Kwesi
correct it
over you just made reference. Have I not been complaining about what I feel I don't like about the scheme for a long time? Even on this table, Kwesi even made reference to it. Should I be repeating myself every day when the arguments have shifted from one angle to the other?
Yes, I'm saying, sir.
Should I be making the same argument? It's not about who I've been. Your friend is saying my jurisdiction challenge. No, that's not the argument today.
So
the argument today is about their scheme, the process, and all that. They have made a presentation on my presentation on that angle. And me see metie. And me omo no omo ye omo de. Omo be ye no. Omo me frɛ nyina ntena ase sɛ obi amfa na dwem ra ne mfa nye. Omo no omo tena ase no omo ye no omo nim ne ntira omo ye. Clark kan o kyerɛ based on ABC the omo ti table ne ho no ne omo consider omo arrive baby o ma arrive no and me see metie ni nyina
na ntosuo na ntram
and me feel say ni omo aka no because adwuma de ye de makuo bi no matena ase no omo aye omo ye wie a ni omo de beba no omo be kyerɛkyerɛ omu a fine but me over a long time where I feel say omo no maka last week Kwesi Enesa making reference maka e wo hansei Kwesi edi ebiem
me da se yanko eni mo Tili For microphone,
Unless you want me to repeat myself every day on the same issue, even when we are discussing something different. Hi, better. Niema bebre koso. Sene you discussing about microphone challenger. You can't we not China and ban say you can't refreshment there. I don't have to go back and talk about microphone.
Socrates, thank you.
No. Thank you. You don't thank me. You don't have to thank me.
Tilly, Brim,
mommy. Understand me.
Tilly, Brim.
Please, are you done? Can I go ahead? Okay, so there were 2 questions and I made them a submission. Is it the group of the year? Is it that when a lot of groups applying for it to meet a certain level or number as compared to other categories? And I say, munya numbers be, but the threshold, of let's say, as you said, category definition, hit songs, when that one, you had to scrap it off, or which of this was the major problem?
Okay, first of all, it's not scrapped.
Okay. I mean for this year.
For this year, we are resting it.
Okay.
Secondly, submissions, but it wasn't enough in comparison with others. And then thirdly, the review of the categories, and I said the artists within the categories, they didn't have the hit tracks to be able to meet the kind of threshold we're looking at.
Okay.
So it is the combination of all of these.
Okay. Then I guess now my submission is into perspective now. Okay. So I know that award schemes most of the times here in Ghana Fund, we want to dispute the fact that award schemes, it shapes the industry for us one way or the other. And Oshe awards be to say Grammy, BET or more awards. I would mean who said there are certain categories now. Usha, it's like it's an intentional or more retaining category, intentional for years just to sustain that particular let's say category or music genre over the years. Or my yes, because Usha, ultimately, besides Soul Train album, ultimately say it be a new horse, but they are trying consciously, which is where I think I agree with them mostly. Say, I mean, we should try as an industry to consciously say, you've been maintaining the growth of a particular, let's say, industry, which is let's say the group of the year, because then when we say, oh, we are scrapping them off because we didn't meet or they didn't meet their criteria, but there are other people that almost some more industry, they are groups. So what does this message send to them? That I might do well the year under review, but if I don't get enough people to do it, it means that my thing might not be recognized at the end of the day. On the other hand, I think that the award scheme, I agree with them what they have done this year, because their job is to make sure that the artists rise and not for them to lower to the standard. Or when Jumani say artists and rise it to the standard, because truth is, say your cousin here or more funny per 5 can also or more works. It doesn't meet the threshold. So it means that they are consciously lowering the standard just so they can make it into ways. It shouldn't be so. Their job is to shape the industry. And to say when was a mupeja na send your be demo kanwa, you know that a Jumani my na we deserving. So that's what I'm saying. That my opinion is 2 points. One, they should find a way of maintaining or sustaining some of the small things that will keep the industry. On the other hand, artists must rise to the occasion, not the award schemes lowering to the artists. No, it shouldn't happen that way.
Madam Sitili, Ola, for microphone, now so far explanation of the group of the year, in Chichimo, Modiama, the Krontiama, Fiena group of the year, or Rabetica, near Chichimo, arresting this year, Mahome, so because it was not competitive enough. In Chichimo, a Twasuma, Senator, so far, Niako, Ato, a Ponsus.
Bravo, Simida saying Chechemuno, award scheme biano ewo ne mra or de aya awards no on na etomre bi ebimu emra no such that and sheda nye determined by how the industry goes. Ebin so de so ye a bit determined by how the industry goes. And for some awards, especially the first category in our first group, on betting categories in no mind any definition whether we have numbers or not to to be captured by a particular category. And they don't care, they just put it there. So when you're too crowded, they'll put it there and then they'll move on. But a bimusu oha omodiane yes numbers ni niwa, we will hold on with this category, and I think that's what the VGMA is doing. Fair to ourselves and sit back and ask ourselves,
group of the year, how many groups will come off your head? Like under the year of review, how many groups? You talk about RTB's latter part. And I heard Robert saying that Omokran, they didn't give it their consent. So you can't force it on them. And then we move through, then you come to Keche and then maybe Dope Nation. So you think that it will be so good that we have about 2 people in a certain category. I mean, I feel say it will make it that competitive. It will make it that interesting for people to want to be in there. So, borrowing from what Tilly said, why isn't that, say, anywhere they are, industry no CNCS try that next time around we make it to that group. Let that be an encouragement for groups now to wake up. Amonka some year forever, but they are saying that this time around, because we didn't have enough competitiveness in that category, we want to hold on to it.
Naturally, can be and also to say, what about groups in Unswa? Ebia fie, mean fans ebia, omobom humodin pa omonyom bebia, omunya hetni, ejuma mo ye so ni. Anka omuso mu hwenim senka afie de group of the year de chale be kwa mai. But because obi akwa akoka be kan omo. Wo mu nua no omuso other groups no oma mo humodin, oma yirom ho. Akwai te say nia oni amanfo mujiji susu ola na beje last chale majime de obi agigi ai wote
na eka na adina gu what you go for the
do so na ba beji no what you amanfo nyina de ntimi kan e bia group bi wa chale ola wa te wa hono mo ahwese chale yesu group of the year ye be gibi omobuta ya ni say be G group of the year na ya je plaque ye de akosi o chale group of the year for VGM edu yeso ayese chale o msi o megu ade no this year ma rest no.
What is the point?
Mekai year e Shatane Stoneboy woman competing for dancehall artist of the year.
Yeah.
You should see Raskuku's excitement.
Not a nice person.
Okay, so Bra, what is the point? What is the point when I find myself in a certain group that is not competitive? I say cool chop. I mean, even if
it's not cool chop. Say you're 2 crampona. Let's be very honest. I think I understand their definition by saying say you hear ni padodo say 6 and 7. But even if it's 2, it's not cool chop. Because 2, no, you still would have to have your followers to vote to finalize that bit. Ain't you say a 2 crampa? It's not cool chop. How does it become cool chop?
It is, bruh.
How does it become cool chop?
I'm surprised.
How does it become cool chop?
Your classroom. Year 2 pay. Who the first with the second?
No, in January about for plug.
Who the first with the second? And when
no me say
and
one.
But say we are team say way. And now we're defense. Now we're defense, my second.
No, but say worry.
No, I say, who the ever say omunya 2? Oh, that category. Me no we are better as I say, na 2 the other na we yeah discussion be you or not to change. Then we go to where the competitiveness is. I mean, let's be honest.
Oh, if you want to talk about that fact, that is there. But I guess our partner idea voting here, Nipa 2.
No, but I think say a bit me encouragement for groups. No, I say groups now they down.
Of course.
And what did that be bring and they are not working as we expect them to.
There's one
it is
thing
someone who say I say I'm sure say a bit ginger binum. I'm almost sorry, wake up from their
groups
slumber.
Have their own problems. So when the first can shame hit now my shows now so groups has always been there. The collapse of the groups happened when the executive producers went back.
Different topic.
Right.
Yes.
And with the groups right now, no, it will be very, very, very difficult. Pass R2Bs, they are on a different level.
It is one sorry, and the category is also better. It's almost sorry, I'm not category in any more.
But by populace and yet by hits, I think we will get it. By hit.
No, but it has to be by hit. It has to be by hate.
Because still groups are still using good songs.
And this idea come boys say here from say me boys be
Ashaman
Amu Kaswa. And this idea come here before more nomination too close. I give for more nomination. What you say? But bro, I think say Yenti Omase on that particular category and say okay, this is the situation we find ourselves in. It's in the DNA bit me. Okay, you hold on with this one for now. Now you share how a BCI encouraging the groups to rise up so that next time we have it.
Okay, so yeah, but another issue so about controversy pa artist of the year. Now near ite Hammond board member VGMA or Hanum say Robert Clark. So Robert, you speak for the scheme, right? Not Charterhouse. And at Charterhouse ni VGMA na.
Yeah, I speak for the scheme for Charterhouse as well.
Okay, for the scheme and Charterhouse. All right. So Robert Clark, so I can Okasama VGMA and Charterhouse as well. And one more Hanum say, "Omo buani etimi nyanti asie." Yemu bi honma Vodafone Ghana Music House scheme no. Yen said anti asie nti bon say ba adentina we nya we nti omo buani nya. Baba kwa be yen komodie pa. Abeye nkomodie artist of the year category no na fie beto dwane bi bisa say nyomtufo be mienu bi nkom fi say nyomtufo mienu de nka ai chese nko bi enim kra de nka su omuom family ne Kofi Kinata na ye bania ba be die no ho nkomo ma memfa aseda kese mfa ma Capfam wo mo no maso ase me wie woti enka ma yenda Capfam ase home appliances wo nyina fie no upe home appliances fridge TV den blender toaster blender na o de blend ade kura nye papa ko Capfam wo mo be bo me so to cool branches ni sisi anso me bie bebre kama sa enso na open mobile phones papa no dia Samsung chichu for any chair Capfam wo mo be so to kama yendo ma say
Peace FM. One me TV way smart 8K Netflix, it's on YouTube, and I feel so go and you send the boss to be go. Capfam, young Conquer promo. It's a more price no, easy. Oh, machine way, energy saving. It's on keeping me no more fresh, side by side. Fridge ni, freezer so ni. Now we man told Capfam, young Conquer promo. We told TV no at easy price. And you do so check. Wow! Capfam young Conquer promo. Abusafoni ni fi kura bitwa manum 6 burner gas oven. Ne bo fofofo. Me to any assign chairman rice cooker. Capfam atiti home appliances ne so. Na chede ne de bebre. Menyamu blender. Menyamu kettle. Masenya mu microwave oven. Capfam young Conquer promo no. Ayese wakoto anwamo. Nya cho banku ni na aka ho. Chochofocho. Aduane ye de. Kushegu, Ajimada, service idea.
Fresesia 0500 000 105 and 0500 000 106. Na Capfam dear, aye dankasa.
Peace FM. That's what it is. Peace 1043 FM. Entertainment review. We Capfam Darman out here and kind. Na ya ko ni ya baba artist of the year. But before you do artist of the year, category no ho en komo no. Ma yan share category back wa na ochi and also e bi edwa like akra. NTSA wa ho. Osha graphic showbiz about bonting this week. I'll say no artist has monopoly over a category. Na we enkomodie bia wo mo ni ora Kofi Donko is the manager for Gospel Nyumtuni Celestine Donko. Na wono na Vodafone Ghana Music Awards watch na dream wo ho. So graphic showbiz for graphic omudieting team watch so omuni di enkomo all can say no artist has monopoly over a category. Just I say aji abosufo bi sa no ana we mu de eba no sa particular category a omo dia so minkan story kakra or say a story by Gift Yosu Amwa. Kofi Donko, the manager of gospel artist Celestine Donko, is challenging the board of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards to reconsider its position on the nominees in the Songwriter of the Year category. According to him, no artist has monopoly over any category. So the habit of event organizers nominating some artists for particular categories should be done away with. Kofi Donko's call follows the inability of Aboagye Bolo hitmaker to secure category to secure a nomination in the Songwriter of the Year category. With Kofi Donko Nasma working say look Nyumtuni baako bia ni hɔ nom si categories na I say one of the afie bia obehwe na say sa nyomtifo no almost a category no story ni dosh but kakra bia metimi akenkan na mechichi una and I say omunya ya no makofa anyomtifo bi no mse the songwriter wo hwe ne nwum a Celestine don control yi a agbegbolo chese bolo bolo okay bolo ohwe sa particular category na nke so nkomutimi enye bi so my member studio no hanum say na Robert e wa hanum say ni so ni so asema songwriter category meaning say first of all when we story now bania Kofi don call can making kind kakre about songwriter of the year category office akwa say I am monopoly of ebinum na board no eya masun enko form ye papa entimu nche den tie nyum no amanfo so twro nyum enye ebinum pe na I say de bia wa mo twro nyum it was saying dia na ka ho sa songwriter asema wa muken
watchre na dream but obviously if it was the same thought of the border anka obviously the artist no needing ebe woho, but I mean let's also not forget say there's each and every category no and yeah only those 6 or 7 names now ebeba nomination numu epe na almost submitted enyum. You know there are so many tracks and the board listens to all of them and makes a decision. And I'm saying, say, obviously the board is made up of human beings with different thoughts and different directions. Probably, Sanka or no, any people who are like-minded like him, ewo board no so. Anka list no beba out no. The artist ne in a bed dominating in terms of like that category. But you see, the work we do is intense. We cannot also say that we are perfect and every time what we put out is the all-knowing. I mean, it might people might have different opinion, but I think say the board tries as much as possible to do a very good job by listening to each and every song that is in that category and make a decision as you cut down. You know, because you start cutting down, no, maybe let's say they are, for want of an expression, they are 20. Mm-hmm. You start cutting down to 15, to 10, to 9, to 8, to 7, to 6. So obviously somebody will drop out. Probably maybe if we did 10, maybe your artist will be there. You get me? Or we did 15. Everybody would love to be there. You get me? But there's always a cutoff point. And so once the cutoff point meets you, I mean, we should be able to accept that.
Okay. All right. Robert, so the count.
Yeah. Say the speech, or not say the information now can you know. There was an element now Patrick say it's as if the board has given that particular category to certain people into as soon as they come, no, hey, then we are focusing on that. I just want to say it's not true. Because what our category number, I think a while back we didn't have anybody like Abiana in that particular space. But Abiana is there. It means that the board is listening to something new and something different. I think this year too we have OJ in that particular space. Last year OJ was not there. And then we listened, and at the end of the day, what is there is what has come forth. There was another interview session. I think we had Celestine Donko on it, and Abisani said, I'm fine to say, the list of people in that particular space, Shemu, point out anchor, like the person that you feel can be played. I say, oh, Debbie, she's not going to do that, but on no feel say it's anchor. She would have had a place. Yes, we listened, and that is why in the vocal category, she's there. Because it was listened, the song had listening. And so, but just like Mr. Hammond explained, it just didn't make the cut. So, we understand how she feels. She's a fantastic writer. But unfortunately, for this particular year, that particular song, it didn't make it. And it's not the preserve of anyone beer. if you deserve to be there, once the decision is made and you deserve to be there, you'll be there.
Kwesi, so Celestine Donko, Kofi Donko, or Mukesi Omumeki about
Sorry, Kwesi, let me just add this. I cannot speak. You know, I told you that I haven't seen the nomination forms themselves, but it's just a list. But what I would also probably want to advise artists when they are doing their submissions is that, you know, you could submit an album, but the board will not necessarily listen to all the songs on the album unless probably it's in the album category. You understand me? So if you have songs, for example, that you believe are neatly written songs, you must submit them in a songwriting category. Don't just assume that once you've submitted your songs in the song categories, it would naturally come to. No, because the songs that are submitted are in the hundreds. I think this year was over 700 songs or something like that. You get me? That was submitted. We cannot listen to every song. So if you think that you have something, you get me, and you think that this song should be record of the year, when you are submitting, you submit that song in record of the year. You don't just put it in maybe hip life song or Afropop song and then hope that it will get there. So I think that is something too that people need to.
Okay. So apart from Sabia, what make it the general submission of your work to the scheme, no? If you feel strongly about any of the category, as an artist, say Caribbean, song of the year, songwriter of the year, even hip life, those categories, no, you can do a separate submission on that particular one too as well. Sign up, such any.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially the technical
aspect,
because that one is not about popularity. That one is about the technical bit of the song. You get me? No, you must make a conscious effort to make those submissions in those areas.
But I understand from where Abia Kofi don't come a fee banning your mokano, because you say yen were industry no, and Nini Robert in particular be as the same way. And you say yen answer ye dear home in a way. So and make on some of the things Abia Kofi don't call can say I say okay, there are some people quote unquote monopoly, they have monopoly over, because yeah idea home come on yet me can say okay, this particular artist is a good songwriter, this particular artist is a good until I say even yeah hona atotoy assume. So once a person writes a song, we think that let me pay particular attention to this particular artist. So the probability for the person to get into that particular category, it's higher than ABA meme dear. And that's what I'm saying. Say, yeah, dear uncommon, because mini fine. But mini edin common and say, oh yeah, this person. So once mini edin common say, oh, this artist is a good songwriter. Next time, Krano, so if I happen to be on the board near edin common, my focus will be on that particular artist because I know his songs are good in terms of like composition in here, and that is why Abia metinaseo baby san komo we bi na bia akoso, but Abia say no sika no so no ama ye bibi on seni.
Okay, that's understandable, because I mean you are similar there. Obviously once I nim ye hu ye bobo ye hu komo there, all those things will happen. You know, Abia will say, I need some particular beat. You say, go to this place, go to where your thing. He is the best beat. You know, so those things are there. You get me, and we cannot run away from them. And it could have some influence in the work of people. But the point is that, irrespective of that, if you are a good songwriter, and that is why you realize that there are some years, some people who are termed, for example, good songwriters or good singers, etc., don't get nominations, because the person might be a good singer, but that year under review, or no the buy for vocal of the year. No, if you listen to other tracks, even though he's a good singer, his performance on that song you cannot match with others. So that's it. But
okay. Meaning Ola. Yeah. Okay. Kwesi Ernest. Hey, Kwesi no Kasambwa.
Yeah, me.
Okay, all right.
Kwesi, one of the concerns ni ayete to na boy say wachire mu no. I think say one of education is say going forward. You say try na ye shemu kena and say we artists now you be nominations now person file here. It's in your best and management interest to look out for your strength as an artist to file for. Yeah, no, but what I seen is people go to the portal, artists of the year will take it, gospel song will take it, hip life song will take it, we will take it, and expecting say, Ebebanu, he should get all this one. Then the expectation become very high. But one kasa would do when I record the album, when now you know yourselves. Me Robert Clark, when it comes to vocal delivery, and I'm best songwriter.
And it's true.
This one I should for where?
And it's true.
In your dreams. Well, who assess what to say? I had it. My what do I panty? Me shemokena, me file it. Sometimes it gets a bit easier for you, and it reduces stress on you as an artist. Celestine may have a point. The husband with the manager, I think the one for 2021-22, one of the managers who probably has worked very strong, bold, fearless, and championed the cause of time is Kofi Donko. Amazing guy from all angles, from digital stores to wine to I mean, if I look at his energy, it's just like it's just amazing. And so if you look at the effort that he's put in, and the wife is also a idol, she's also been one artist dominant in the industry. Celestine has been very dominant when it comes to song composition.
All these things are not the ingredient in the definition for songwriter.
Well, I know, but like I'm saying, if you look at the songs that Celestine are churning out under the year and the review over the years, even from 2021, from a year, I think that she's not far from the truth. Say she deserves to be nominated. That is on her individual self. But Nippon so at the board, they may also have a different opposing views as to why the song was not nominated. But Ghana for the me makoko several quarters ninko for the nkomo a yenko for bebre wanwa. And na make us say ade general public no our interest. Enti edu baabi a as say board no so tumi edwan waso etie their public ne so ka because afia so a yen ne yeto nwom no enwom no yen ne yetie and yen dey invite musicians by a program as wedding na yas na ade enti edu baabi a as say board no so tumi yo maso hunu say artists we ya nkrofo bebre ka say o deserve say so ba ha no that's no krebi wo ma say ye to ebo asehwem na yetumi ye exception to for this year instead of always the point say that Robert I can easy say sorry to say this year she couldn't make it. It's a bit easy say Robert Beckana, but to the public who are the consumers of the Nyumna Ayebono, what are they also saying? They are also saying that the person deserves it.
All right, Kwesi, me da say what you mean watch your microphone me too.
I think sir Clark KBB which also nomination in Aba is scaling down. That's where the problem is, or that is where the issue is, because Sewunya 5,000 nominations, who scale it down to 20, everybody deserves it. Now my question is, how do we get the final 6? Because Celestine, it's me, and making it into the last 8 crampua. obviously, once it's being scaled down, you don't expect everybody to be there. So some people will be left out. Now, public no interest womna Kwesi and Esther Kano. I'm also asking, say, how do we inculcate the public's interest to the board and the academy to make sure, say, if the public has interest in such a person, per some qualities be a war and how do we get that for the academy to also understand, say, this is what is coming from here, so this is what you have, and we can put together to make sure, say, Asimesi gets to the finals. If it's not like that, not the public nekana is just what the public is saying per the public view in their public space, then I think it will be difficult, because at the end of the day, it's not their view in their space that determines how the scale down becomes.
Okay, now, you know what I'm saying? Now, baby, I would say I should probably let us move to the next category, and I'm because I know said there's so much public uproar among for the artist of the year. So minim say bia Pacho Olan Kasai on the category Tilling Kasai. So great. Minim say bia mo bibi kan or the so okay. So we should move into the artist of the year because honor. So great. Okay. So great. So, yeah, on the songwriter, yeah.
On this particular one, no, me pese me TBB say most popular song of the year. Mo consider content and now say because it's popular say a idea will be not it's technical, popular. Not say me fa konkum yirun bo kon ne e popular for the year.
It's popular.
Oh, okay. And no person possibility as
so maybe upper on defining
say my kind, but let me person who say in their consideration, no, do they take into consideration the content and say yes obi obi what am I saying? No, popular, but vulgar.
No. Say already no in the scheme sexually explicit, and abusive words. Those things are those songs are out. But
when the song
almost kind of simple. Suggestive. Yeah. Suggestive. There is suggestive. So una odu wadwe ebu say na opa kire but it must be explicit.
Okay. Good. Kwesi, the song can also promote violence. You don't consider that? And
no, we don't consider.
You don't consider that
yes.
one. Oh, okay.
Okay, so CCI do artist of the year. I'm say me who say so far submissions na cost no omu busa ni any rabbit omu busa say it shouldn't be just the board, the public, because after all, I was no yayama the public, and I'm sure over the years, Munim, on the main event, the interest the public, has shown, with this scheme, idea, untimin kawasem, and the untimin kawasem, ne kwakwa se bi anto kwakra ne kaka ho. So, artist of the year. Ebi kase anyomtufo be mienu bi family Kofi Kinata omo nti ase se sa anyomtufo mienu ewom ebi kra so adwenkyere sorry omo nim ebi adwenkyere kra so ne se geometry oye den no mo hu ni oye den no na den na was kwakwa se anyonkufo friends and family na chese won chendi no ma chiche ni ne kaka ho ni mayantiasie the reason tia family any Kofi Kinata omo amususu sanka da bi eso omo na ye hu omo ni edi kan na ebia omo so omo ka se okay geometal nka se so ni no wom mpacho boy ni nya eye ntiasie
now eno penalty Fancy Gadam unti Mr. Drew unti
faka ho
Celestine Donko unti
faka ho
Marciano, D Black, Jackie, that is endless. But you see, Debia Mekase, the board is a representation of the public, because the board members are members of the public. I say Parliament. they just go there to represent everybody else because you cannot get everybody to be present at that. And so, yes, it is not that.
So
it is not that they are not.
Since I did to Parliament, you know, Diana Emma Momo board, you know, a representation of the public because you name say Parliament there. Ya check Ghana into constituencies, so 275 constituencies, and 275 constituencies, you know. Send ya check Ghana, you know, ya fa. Each constituency be a yini papa kufio. So with your board, what makes it like a true reflection of the general public?
What makes it like a true reflection of the general public, the general entertainment space, is that you have musicians, you have producers, you have players of music, you have event organizers, you have journalists. So it's a representation of the space in which the music plays.
Within the entire Ghana or Accra?
Forget about whether within the entire Ghana or Accra. Because let me finish. You see, it is a representation of the industry. Whether the people come from Accra or they come from Takrade or they come from Wale Wale, it makes no difference.
I know. Hold on. I know. Meaning say just as me who say otin ede pimpimwe. Ebinumu ne onya dream. And Socrates over the years. Last week we talked about this thing. It's about jurisdiction. So one now compare one now citing Ghana Parliament. So constituency, the entire country, but people have raised issue about it doesn't reflect the true representation of, even if you say the entertainment space, and that there are people in Bolga who are doing quite well. They don't sit on the board. And that board members teach you, if you take it, probably be about 99% of Accra board members. And Amanfo Binifi they don't know what is happening in the other jurisdictions. In Tiama, those jurisdictions so omubre a ban scheme ni.
Oh no, it's not. You see, and I make say, if for example we are having regional music awards, right? It is different. Regional music awards means that what is happening in this region or in that region is different. In fact, the champions you have would vary. You understand me? Now, when we say we are doing a national popular awards, it means that when you write to networks across the country to submit to you list of songs, for example, that are most played on their platform, they will submit some lists to you. Now, when you put all those lists together from all across, there will be some names that will cut across. You understand me? And it will help you get an indication of songs, for example, that are popular across. You get me? So it is. You don't need to have somebody from Yamransa to be able to know, say, oh, there's a song that is popular in Yamransa. No. You understand me? And that is why it's a representation of
so great.
An industry.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't sit well to me. Say, me when you're patch then I say, ubisa me pa me when you're patch then I say, because technically, you know, it doesn't work like that. Because we share category definition now. What am I saying?
No, you can't board. You in category definition or can't.
No, me can't about category. That's where my interest is. Into me trying, how can it category?
Yeah, because I'm speaking about something else and you are speaking about something else.
No, me pacho. Where my interest is now, it's about where my interest is It's about work na muye ni nyina no. Machinery a mode capture information all over. That is where my interest is. Yeah.
The source of their data.
Yes.
Okay. So you're asking a question about how do we get that data?
Yes.
Oh.
Because per the category definition.
For which particular
That is where
category?
my interest is. Yeah. Let's say artist of the year.
Before ni mami busa asemo. Because you said in one of your submission, Ukabibi, and I think when we're raising issues about which of the category crampo, I've forgotten, but one of the category near Dihun Common, but there this it seems to me say like a board no. We and will be referred to the category definition. Until no, it has nothing to do with the category definition. Because the board that at this point is the board. So when it comes to the artist of the year, is it because you sue the category definition? That is what we are taking. We say, okay, you take the artist of the year category definition, you look at the artist must have a hit song, must have this highest nomination, blah, blah, blah. Is that the same thing? And an artist of the year, is that Niamu Yusu ye as Muyastika, Mode Eyi, Nipa Ben Siana, since you are more artist of the year, Nana?
Yeah. Ose Mabre. Okay, I mean, naturally as a person you get tired. No, that's what we use.
I don't know what you use here.
Yeah.
Hey, any your problem or home?
It's a problem. And Amaka said, it is once you're doing something that has to do and obviously affects so many other people, you get me? People would agree with you at some point. People would also not agree with you at some point because they will feel that based on my understanding of the definition, I think this person and that person and that person also deserve to be nominated. And you see that one we do not hold it against anybody because everybody also have their own understanding of the industry and what they see and what they clearly think it should be like. But in the wisdom of the is this 17 or so man committee, these were those who we believe.
Okay, so ni artist of the year. This is the definition. The artist of the year is the artist or artists are judged by the Academy, board, and the general public as the artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity in the year under review. The artist or artist must have released a hit single /EP/album and must be one of the artists with the highest nomination in the year under review. And to me, Robert, we share almost about 3 ingredients. You must have highest audience appeal and popularity. That's one. You must have released. Robert, pay attention.
Audience appeal and then popularity.
Yes. No, that'll be one.
There were 2.
No, say a boom.
It's one.
Highest audience appeal, one, and popularity.
Robert,
let's go ahead.
It is audience appeal and popularity. So one. That's one, my boy. That's one.
Rice and stew. One.
Yeah. So the second ingredient is that you must have Kwesi, you must have released a hit single, EP, or an album. Then 3, you have to have a highest nomination in the year under review. Inti niama be miensa. Mpacho Nini Robert mpacho niama mu.
Yes, boss. Let me just quickly add something. I think the biggest discovery, mehuni say, for most of us, like in all the interviews, Namakono, maybe, Mr. Hammond, maybe we need to have a criteria or a definition for basis for nominations, different from selecting a winner. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm saying that is probably one of the biggest challenges that we have.
Yeah,
something like a definition for the basis of nomination, different from the basis for selecting a winner.
You have something like that, Meboa.
Yeah. Operational definition.
Yeah, operational definition. There used to, there was something like that before. But
that the board uses.
Still, I'm using.
Yeah, we use it.
I think what he's speaking about is that probably those informations must be also put out to help guide people can know, and then it will help in understanding sometimes the decisions that come out of the board.
Yeah, because I think say,
but I won't say before so me bisa say Diana Muyusu selected artist of the year. Is it the same definition? And it's because of the problem in the earlier discussion and I'll say this is what you guys used.
Yes, but I want to say the way that information is, it's not comprehensive. There are other references at Ejuma, and that is in the general guide that we use.
So that's the operational definition.
Exactly. You know, but I'm gathering say ABIA, there is a need for a nominations definition that has to be created for the purposes of understanding, so that people, because I think most people are questioning how people got nominated. But what category it's not just about the nomination. It serves as a basis for the nomination, but then again it defines who wins what after nomination.
How do you get nominated?
Okay, so if in that particular description, the entry level to be part of the artist of the year, entry level, is the fact that you must have a hit song, or album, or EP. It is either, and then you must have had like multiple nominations in the scheme. So that's the basis. And so when you have these people, then you now put all so who are the ones who have fulfilled?
It doesn't say multiple nominations.
No, I think it says.
No, it doesn't say multiple. It says highest.
It says
highest.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah. So
these are two different things.
One of the.
And also, no one determine the number of nomination, knowing say at the end of the day, this is the qualification clause B. Into muna mube determine say we no. See a person didn't two hands into no. Young man no the works no. Young fan to her.
Oh, secret.
Yes, that is how you operate.
Yeah,
you see that is how you will operate.
That is how I will operate.
Yes, if you had the opportunity.
But that is what.
You see, you are speaking your thought. If I was there, this is what I would do.
No.
And so you are expecting everybody to do same.
No.
That is the mistake you make.
Are you by this saying that if Socrates was there, Francis Gadan would have been there?
Obviously.
Hey God.
No, it's
me, Papa.
It is obvious.
Papa Hammond. I'm telling you, say, if you decide that this is what I want to put this person here.
If so, me,
yes, yes,
out of
so
because 19 or so people.
Possible.
Said
there is a way also to do it, which is possible.
But that is
by giving
that
the
is
person
you trying to find
various ordinary to be police in show.
Yeah, but you see that's what I'm saying. If you had the opportunity, if you had the opportunity,
is one thing. But if also that is what happened, so it's another.
That's what I'm saying. That it is because
that is not what we do.
That is what you will do. You are assuming that everybody will do the same thing, but don't assume that everybody acts the same way you do.
Okay, so
I will argue with you on that.
Let's not go the Soviet way. Let's come back to how do people get inside the artist of the year.
Nia Tiamon, boy. I
want to enter no.
A board member chair. Adentina near Bicano, okay, would me fatu, Uswaka can be brave. And now the men fancy ni, Omo Mambe Muninano. Adentino Mambem.
Kwesi, Ube Sami question where the only reason in Tiaman Bemun said there was a short list.
By who?
by the working
colleagues
board
of Socrates.
Oh, okay.
Who are on the board?
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
not the board and the board.
The board.
Yes, there was a they didn't. You know.
But your short list, Muyani say no Muyano.
Who said yeah. First no, yeah the Obia in our mind per the research work who we believe should be under artist of the year or any other category. Yeah, the Nipa no be share that category. Then we start cutting down. You get me? You start cutting down using first the basic 3 ingredients that we look at. Then you also look at the work of the person within the year under review, amongst other things, to do your short listing. You don't get it. Let's say we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this room. Mm-hmm. You get me? To have the microphone to speak, first you must be in this room. Secondly, because there are
in this room in submission.
Yes. Because there are only 4 microphones, only 4 people can be able to sit. Secondly, you must have a seat. Thirdly, you must have drank yogurt.
One yogurt.
So if you haven't drank yogurt,
and then the speaker hasn't called you,
and then fourthly, the speaker must call you
because that's a rule of the game.
If you haven't gone through all this, you wouldn't have them.
So at the end of the day, there is a speaker who determines who should speak.
At the end of the day, there's a speaker
who determines
who the final 4 will be on the microphone.
As per the rules of this room.
As per this
the
room.
rules of this room.
So for the speaker to be able to let somebody speak, the speaker must first get the person a seat.
The speaker must first get the person a seat.
Good. So the board, if they want somebody to be in the artist of the year category, can also make sure that
the person must have submitted
and then get into his work in the your friend is saying consideration of the your friend is saying the very
I know the point in
time. So let me address Socrates. Socrates in the mischief now, you know. Socrates, by microphone, I want to address the mischief. Socrates, get closer to the microphone.
My breath.
So, but you are indicting the board, and minim say ni a deflate, but still I also anko no asamba. Minim if it is we can indict the board. In so many ways, it can be a PBR. But I think we also need to be careful because you are suggesting that because pese assume and it's like it goes back to Niebika and meaning if you are okay with that because so critique and say near adiamo yeno is not genuine. Mo pese e bi aju metal mo pese e bi asakode mo pese black sheriff omo ni nyina because you wanted them to be there, so you gave them the highest nomination so that they'll be in the artist of the year category. Sanity
and I make catch and say okay, do you let me just answer and yes sanity
just a minute. No Pacho, just a minute.
Okay,
let me there be Pacho ni asema ye ken nyina no. Earlier when I was making my submission, you told me say I shouldn't just say I am okay. So at the amount of cano, yeah, advice it. And then near Casano or the implication as if said the thing
so great. When you say your interjection is not necessary. Yeah, not necessary because except say I've summed it up and I make a question directly to him. Don't do what you're doing because yes, I now dear Kwesi. I've just if it's yes and tia, I'm saying and Nina Tiasie, that's what you asking because you said it earlier. I'm saying that you was some and say because they as board because they wanted them to be there. They gave them the highest nominations for them to be there. So I'm asking, is that what it is? Let the board member answer.
Okay, I'll buy your way now. I can say here. I will base on that. Because now can first you use some adjectives to describe my submission in a way, but I'll take the second one, no, which is more
because I want us to sit here and talk. So you voice out, and I'm not. That is why Nasan can me allow question.
Yeah, but in my voicing out, if you make it that I'm being mischievous or whatever, then yeah.
But you are being mischievous. Okay, well,
and indicting the board. Indict. You also use the word which is a criminal. Your friend is saying to indict somebody deliberately. It's not right. Yeah, me mention Maybe.
Mamenko amanusi ni beba no waba be ya no Socrates or problem kaka nti de ba me address this problem no family ye nyumtini ye ne ni nkomo ewie family ati say
pacho
me for jo so pa na bibia boko de
pacho na mi adom ye onkwam kwa de.
Okay. Na nominations unya he afie unya he
paso minya num 5.
Oh enum uchinkwa papa family. We crash say we dwuma so ani and me sure say eya wa hoho a meboa.
Oh me hu ya me need dey especially categories na yes I dem am no me need dey ho because for some time now, nominations are endorsed and then so all the time categories na no. They are not really categories me said that person, but this time around I'm in love with the categories I got nominated.
Oh, okay. That's very, very interesting. First, no categories are now unyano. Now we need said anjo. Very interesting. Which no. The idea is na be a winning jiho.
As maybe a collaboration of the year, how do you, few of them, but this one very technical and solid for me. We have my personal opinion.
Okay.
Because I share this year nominated na me share record of the year. Na me share songwriter of the year. Na me share high life artist of the year. Na me say Vodafone most popular song of the year. And Afro song of the year. I mean, very powerful for me.
Okay. But with the 5 categories now in your nomination, what's you na the empire na bia you rooting for yourself. Say ebia one case we need DHS we dey minya many beji pa.
Record of the year and the songwriter.
Okay, record of the year and a songwriter. Adentina masa minuwe no particularly no unya we need beji no adentia.
Oh say title na that's no quite self-explanatory. So how do you call it? Record of the year no. More me feel it more technical and you can't say be a recorder. This is a good recorder. If you tell it's a musically no. You are doing well, and we didn't just do anything for popularity or strength or anything, but it was a good one. A lot in our community, and a songwriting skills in so no. Mr. Meboya, to say I see me on that side now. It means a lot to me.
Nice one. So when you ebi eni ajama but ebi nso eni nye essence ebi kasa se ebi nso kasa se enka one of the categories omu free se afie di enko se omu hwe se omu hu wo mu ye artist of the year omu free se wabo adwuma obo homodin the year under review no bo homodin pa wadwuma so eni tinka artist of the year ni de enka se wo mu senator personally as an artist nia omu ken senator wan kasa no
first of all, meda obibia solicited for thank you. I was saying to me show like all cast me deserve or more kama me don't mask but left to me alone. And yes, I can fans anything for video man or two. I wouldn't have complained because I'm okay with the 5 nominations I had. And secondly, anytime I have been nominated or make us a category. Me person me make sure say me win the next year na say be nominating artist of the year. I was say me win artist of the year. And I don't think that somehow I'm ready for it this year. Even though I deserve to be there. But I need to talk because people are talking for me and I can't let them down. You understand? So I support it 100%. I deserve that category. But I'm 200% content and happy with the categories and the nominations I had. Yeah.
And you don't have meaning. I gather in a sense, say, and yet too much of an issue for you. Say, be an artist of the year, anonym.
David, and count. I made nominations by 2, and I'm team. They were happy about, which is record of the year and songwriter.
Oh, okay.
And say artist of the year, Kamami. Okay, Obian in a direction. Maybe I'm your corner and minimum. And if you didn't say 1 year more, good for me for now. Yeah, even though I know them is the artist of the year category, but main count this year no yeah. And because nomination is not it's equally just as the artist of the year. That's how I feel. My personal opinion.
Okay, and minim MSMT baby, I can say, is it the case? Ufi said. You are not ripe yet to say undu artist of the year no brebeba sana opesa okana.
Okay, me do artist of the year but me do time I was say me winning.
Okay,
it say me do time I was say me winning yeah I want say me call.
What's the difference chechemu?
Difference in say see I me deserve say me whole category. I think that is what people are fighting for. They think I deserve to be in that category. But on my cafe, I was saying me win and is that what they are saying? They have to win or I was saying me what that category. So what I'm saying is it's good. I deserve to be there, but me in there, me on but the next time if I'm supposed to be there or if I get to be in that category, then I'm supposed to be the winner as well, not just a nominee.
Okay, all right. That's very interesting thing to also say. Well, so Yansha Senior Beko, I'm sure said or fans the categories now when your nominations no the ones that are maybe public voting yeah the idea because I think the most popular song Guyana I think it's 100% public voting crown in the account. So you engage the fans norms who make me vote to my boy.
Yep.
Wish you luck and thank you very much indeed, family. Yeah, that's papa. Yamisha, wish you well. Nyumtuni family and oni edin komo ewie my member studio no hanum saying still 24 hanum say Ola Michael hanum saying tili akua nipa Kwesi we your thing and Secret Safo omo kame ho ewie wa hanum saying and from the boardroom of Vodafone Ghana Music Awards is Ura Ni Aite Hammond. And the gentleman who also speaks for the scheme, that's Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, and the organizers of award scheme chat house is Robert Clark. Ni?
Director.
Mintie Bem said na before I be kono. Now chechi mu. Adikrontia womu enimu a esu womu ansi womu ni ne kaka ho pacho.
Kwesi, I'm saying my church you.
Okay. And let's move on then. Ola, for microphone say mint you.
Oh, okay, Nyamin Shao. I think say and no maybe what say yetia say SABia yenya sebi yen cardboard no na yen nimhwe no. Eto bi omomwa na yenti no maybe asi say be ya ye dwene na ye de adwene bubu no ma ye betia bu ne na yen kotia obia na so. Now on the artist of the year no bra definition na ye kind bia no ana amode man no to the best of my knowledge is more of how it's in two things: how to get into that category and how to win. But how to win pano and in the first line to the upper check way, how to win from that category is the very first one. Pacho, are we following?
Yes.
Okay. So how to win here? The artist of the year is the artist that judged by the academy, number one, the board, number two, and general public. This is how to get an artist of the year. But how to get in that category is what comes after. It is a Robert Castle entry requirement. For me, that is the entry requirement. That first, the person should have a hit single, album, EP, whatever they want to put it. That's number one. Number two, you should have a highest audience appeal and popularity, which they can't measure. And you should be the one that has got, highest nominations. So this is it. Yeah, the nominations ni nyine go wie. Na yeshishe omo under every category ye artist of the year too. Because of the last statement that says that you should be one of the people the highest. It's ye jani nyina, then we come to that one. Then you now go through it and check.
Say Olamichi Wasia. And only a Juma a chatokra. In terms of the categories.
Yes. Okay. Because a one who adia baku hu hia say upe obia in all the 24 categories, obia onya bebre. Ana onya dodo. It won't mean start it. Won't mean fair no start. Wo de no be wie. Okay. It is how the new ria unless a bia na omo adefufro bi wo ma adwenem a ye nim. But if this is it, then I may say this time around mo twenchatua ntwachia mo twenchatua ne say eh dey na me ntwia as ntwachia mo twen ntwachia e kire say me susu me kom mo categories me saba masa ye I will give you the score line definition based on your definition. I mean the very last one, because none of these artists I'm going to mention obi no betimi aka kire himself first they are not popular. Irrespective of how you measure your popularity, they don't have a high audience appeal. Irrespective of how they define it.
Okay.
I mean, they don't fit in there. Now, the contestation has to do with the number of times any panel appear. Okay. For me, I see on you're interested, but what is so Okasunya 5? And indeed, yes, he has 5. Based on Miss Midi, Onya Voda, or he's part of the Vodafone most popular song, best Afro pop song, best hip live artist, songwriter of the year, and record of the year. 5. But my main skip up family on. Now, I'm not more nominated on the near shade. Sa could ye enya 9 nominations, and if you want, I'll list them. Black Sheriff enya 6, Kid enya 7, Kwame Eugene enya 5, Joe Metu enya 5, Kim Promise enya 5. Wait to Sanko for me and saying Kwame Eugene Joe Metal Kimpro omunyina 5. Eti die na wo be hwe sa 5 way against all their family and 5 to choose them over family.
The other ingredient or audience appeal.
Bra your honey certify honey now.
I then I'm say say me chira me twa adwen abaso.
A honey certify honey now.
There be so omunyina 5 ti me twa adwen abaso.
Antini say ye be bo bracket and have you show be audience appeal. Okay, meba.
I'm
yeah,
assuming.
He's just putting it in. Okay, meba. Ochiame Kwame Nsunya 5. Sefa enya 5. Akobua enya insia. But couldn't make it. How?
6. Which is 6.
Yeah. Because on the number no switch Kwame Eugene Joe Metal can promise, but he's missing out.
Only audience appeal. Popular.
Even Mr. Drew also had 5.
Only
also new audience appeal. It's next year, per se, Joe met your audience appeal to Akwabwa, Mr. Drew, Sefa, or Chami Kwame family.
What are you saying? We're winning artist of the year now.
And I can promise we're winning artist of the year.
What's it?
Can promise.
There be winning video.
But on Sunya in Numna Biao. So 100% come Eja, O Dumia now Chema say, how on earth did this happen? Say Akwabwa. With 6 nominations.
Nasa Akwabwa dia makachi o mesi oni highest audience appeal ni popularity.
No, we dey maintain from one. Na omo kasa afeni a kire omo highest audience appeal no say omo ntiase a ye nyina ebe penti ase sisi a. Say eye den na Akwabwa wu enya nsia.
Highest audience appeal. I say no pay ejina so e dey yes
no, na mejina so.
That is the only one that differentiates between
it doesn't in my opinion.
No,
because for me all these people have got other categories.
And Pamucho Akwabwa mean case only highest audience appeal.
Oh, but I'm sure you understand what you
mean. Yeah. Me partner say that's the ingredient because any ebia ye nim ni omo. So hit single there. Ye nim say obi any sa nyama ni na. Yeah.
Yeah, but so great person say. So great person say the so dia ubetumi dia measure from other categories no on the artist of the year no and the highest audience appeal.
There be nomination.
Nomination. The highest audience appeal.
There be
and popular audience
and popularity. Yeah. Highest audience appeal and popularity.
So how about the hit single part?
Tell me. Almost say the number of way we win no. And no a penny difference a woman which check it category
exactly that's the point I was making.
That should qualify you to that.
No, me pacho, my same team game. Na me ka say so we first
Ola bisa fine question mama nia ite ha mo
nia na ka so mu ya na fi na lo so
pacho yeah
etimi but eduru ona say wada no onya
pacho show etimi ya ni bi show pacho Ola we bisa fine question ma nia ite ha mo nia
any Jamaican no nia so no
pacho so mama nia ite ya mo nia
why is it that his per the score sheet Akwabwa has 6 and is not in artist of the year? Free him Fabium.
Okay, yes.
Oh, it's very, you know, is how would I put it? You know, the category definition speaks about all these things, including the one which has highest nominations amongst others to be in the Artist of the Year, you know, but it looks also beyond that and looks also included, I mean, it's not beyond that, but it's part of it, the artistry and the person's influence within the year and the review.
No.
What's the information there?
What's the information there?
Artist of the Year is the artist a judge
by the academy, the board, the public.
As the artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity. The artist must have released a hit single album during the year under review.
No, put the stroke there. The stroke is representation of
single slash
album.
This is it.
Good. Yeah. So just to put.
That's what I said.
It's not done.
Okay.
No, I'm done. He came in. But what I said is exactly
artistry. You are going to give some.
But artistry is it not in appeal? If you are not,
where is the artistry here? I beg you.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Where is the artistry here?
What? Okay, sorry. What is your understanding?
I don't understand. That's why I'm asking you.
What is your understanding of audience appeal?
audience appeal mpacho minim just o chire me mpacho.
Okay.
Because who be use words they
Christians don't do that. Osi onima mpacho. Osi onim. Or represent you be ebi obi nsu tie o nsu nim audience appeal.
Mpacho me to make azana. Okay, great.
Ninwe.
Last time we are all from the same camp. And I said it's finished. And said Anna. Just simple question. It is your point.
Me, Mpacho, where we are because it seems a Socrates person.
Okay.
No. Baby, I'm feeling no count to quiet. You knew.
Because on person rabbit be on person.
In a baby, I miss me free no. Odin Tokwaba. Upa Oberboy and Sa, no Kunda.
Okay.
Sana, yes, yet. But all I'm saying is that, with audience appeal, when we speak about audience appeal, we speak about the desire of the artist. For example, if you have an appeal, you would have people calling you for shows, for example. It gives an appeal. If you have appeal, you have people writing about you, talking about you. If you have an appeal, you have opportunity of people signing you on labels, etc. So when we speak about appeal, it just goes beyond the popularity of the music into the artistry, and that is why I said artistry. The mention of artistry is not just because I wanted to introduce something new. It's not an introduction of anything new. It is just an explanation of what it is.
I didn't know unqualified. Why people question will be
I just said that if we're having a list of 10, for example, or a list of 9, would have more than who are there. But there's always a cutoff point. So the board looks at all these things and makes its cutoff.
But
that's it.
Based on what?
The cutoff point of having a 5 in and a 6 out. That sounds a little
5 in 6 out. What does it mean?
Yeah, somebody who gets
5 nominations with the same appeal than somebody who
was no nominated.
Okay, so
somebody got 5 is
good. So for me, like I keep on mentioning,
mention
entry level to be considered as an artist of the year is to have a hit single or an album or an EP.
Okay.
And you must have had multiple nominations. Entry level.
Okay.
Once you enter, then we begin to review every other thing. What do we mean by every other thing? Shows, whether you headlined your own show, whether your own show that you even headlined, was it free? Was it even free?
Or paid?
Or was it paid? Because at the end of the day, the two are not the same.
Okay.
Did you have multiple of those headline shows? Did you do performances for people? Did you have regional dominance across? Because sometimes maybe somebody.
How do you determine?
I'm coming. You now say, okay, so what if somebody didn't do show? Okay, that is a mark you take out. But the person is some other things are compensating for that particular loss. Say maybe a regional dominance. When you check all the regions, if you have 16 regions, who is dominating in this particular area? Okay, this person has got high, so this compensates for that. Okay, how is the industry moving? Information is there. Okay, who is now having crossover effects with respect to what they have done? Now, what is your base in terms of your following, and how much have you been able to progress?
Sorry, so I think I want us to narrow it down.
Please don't narrow it down based on your understanding. Let us tell you what you want. You're asking for. We will not give you an answer based on what you want. We will give you an answer based on what happens, and then you come into we are bringing you into the boardroom. Don't go out. Please stay in the boardroom.
Because when you have to cut down.
Then you are talking about streams. Then we are talking about things you want to move out.
That you have to look at beyond just the basic.
My only problem is
the mystery.
My problems is
the little mystery. The thing is that the little mystery now, mystery kakra what to say. Based on their Robert Crack can't say Kwesi Aboagye.
then one by one.
And
when say no, where you think because now my own addressing issue, then we issue now. But guys,
so this is what tell me. Mr. Kaka won't say. Based on their Robert Ankasakra Kai, definition Kakra wow the my artistry's ability to headline your own show. Say, put two words together, and as a Kwabwa and Mamudia. Then the system, what you are saying, Ankasa, has a deficiency.
No. So you see, until you have all the data that we work with to make a decision, I'm sorry, sir. If you make submissions like this, I see people who didn't review what they have, what they were supposed to review. Review, yeah. So unfortunately, some people made it and some did not make it. And yes, sir, they didn't work hard.
You are doing the public Robert, bro, for the old kind. Who bet me they are convincing Crawford. Baobetri ma.
So create one say Ola Misrewo. So create one say he shot himself in the foot.
As I say, why?
Earlier now nemetri even me can mischief no nemetri but one say he shot himself in the foot. Okache.
I'm not for the
hold on, yeah, radio. I say we are doing things for public thing we are doing you. Yes. If you don't catch and say a public thing, yeah. When I was drawing your attention, say, men can't say a one on your my dear. Now, only me beku.
Now, and the same thing, okay, you say, they're cutting, it is with them. And then one, okay,
you've gone around, no, you've come to shot yourself in the foot.
Whatever criteria, whatever, and the same thing, I'm a kind.
It's a public thing. Yeah, Ola, Mamin.
Okay, so, Robert, it's me, Bano. What should she ask again? Okay, so Robert, then I will change when you know. You beside the same question. Are there any kind desire of the artist? People calling the artist for shows, people writing about you, people signing you on to record labels and other things. That's what he said. I was writing it. I was taking. Okay, signing you on to what? Brands.
Okay, then it was a mistake because you said.
Yeah, you said. Yeah, you said it.
Oh, then sorry.
Okay, yeah. And now Robert, so bare Muzu, so I say you should be able to hold your own shows or headline shows. Sorry, headline shows.
Okay,
sorry.
you know,
my name Robert.
Okay, all right.
Now shows no and you say maybe
how successful
and I say paid how successful. And I was had to come and I say multiple shows near the idea. I feel say regional dominance and crossover effect. Bright Jabra for 7. There's no way. No. Wait. There's no way apart. I'll bet me at Hakacha me say Aquabua compared to all these people who need regional dominance like the rest. What are you talking about, bruh? How do you even measure that? No, how do you even he didn't say that. These are the condiments. Listen, these are the condiments he wants us to go by to choosing somebody.
Showed him some data.
No, he
started to see it.
No, but
he showed him some data.
I
just showed him some regional dominance. And there are things that you will see in there that you will not even see. You see,
conducted by who?
there are people we use. Don't worry.
You see, what he was doing was that he was giving. What I did was that I gave, when I spoke about artistry, I gave what we mean
explanation
by
of the artistry.
Now he is going, yes, and you wrote them down, and he was now going further to tell you about all the other things that are also considered. You get me? He didn't even finish. I mean, streaming.
Oh, I was talking.
He was talking, and Socrates came in.
No,
well, even stream numbers and all those things are all right. It's yen debate is stream numbers. The issues are varied. First of all, entry level.
Yes.
Entry level now.
All of them days.
Yes. They say na ba be choose do be win. See ever do be win to nche. But entry level requirements now. Wow, they can say. Nipa no also here among the people the highest number of nominations. And maybe say Akwabo had says in the highest number of nominations. Obinya 9, obinya 9, obinya 7, obinya num. Omunya 9 no omuye 2 pe. Black Sheriff and Akwabo. Sakudi nyankon na kidi nya enson omo maka nyina enum Etini sa wodi when you are too senior. Eye den na nipa wo nsia. Entini ameki. No no kwatena chen. Na amafo am wo num miensa. And etimi meki ye.
Yeah.
Should
I answer you? Good, because they all fulfilled entry level. When we finish the entry level, they be we have the scheme. The scheme is we have fulfilled our entry level. The is the other things because we are discussing artistry.
Robert,
entry level has been fulfilled. When all of these things are Mama Yeno, it just points us to entry level. Now we go into evaluation of overall who rules Ghana based on the VGMA scheme. And then we begin to review all our other points. And I'm able to so at the end of the day, it is not the mathematics your mathematics will count, but for entry level. You understand? And then when you review them and then you want to cut down, say, okay, we need 6. You ask yourself questions until you pick all the elements and then you use them to determine who makes the 6. I think the biggest conversation here is who makes the 6. The who makes the 6 is not the entry level conversation. And only entry level. So you can even have 15. That one there is fine. But who makes the 6? It is not what is written.
Ola, before Robert. Ola question obusai. So only ingredient to use what's the definition. And person sense subium. Ni amodi prunu ya mobenya 6 no. Why ebia ne artist no mention to say bia akwabwa. Why akwabwa ni na bia asumesi we mu. O se dia na mugina so a in the boardroom mudi prunu munya yeah.
Before he comes in, it is not about why this person, let's say, I want us to put a name out so that he will give you how we came about the 6 after the entry level. So that it is clear, so that it is not like we are picking an artist and we are trying to dwell on an artist. No. So that it is just open.
Okay.
That yes, there's that entry level, and this gives them that entry level. But after the entry level, how do we cut down to 6?
Okay.
And that's what he was.
And just to repeat it again for benefit of it for Mutieno. Niama ma AB artist nyakwan room. Say you must have audience appeal and popularity. Mibwa.
Yeah.
Then you
I say and
I've not Socrates, I've not said the wrong thing. So
no, me pacho
Socrates kind the wrong thing. And you make kind is you must have audience appeal and popularity. That's one. 2, you must have released a hit single, EP or an album. Then you must have multiple. In fact, Robert uses multiple nominations, but I'm saying the correct.
Unless I'm reading from the wrong.
No, Secretary, what is the
because artist of the year, unless I'm reading from the.
No, you don't have the updated version.
You read.
Oh, let him read the next.
Artist of the year is the artist adjudged to be by the Academy Board and the general public as the artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity. Artists must have released a hit single stroke album during the year under review. And open the count. And so, am I reading the wrong thing?
You are reading old because
yeah. Because okay. Incident a new version. No, a must have a multiple. Your friend is saying multiple nominations. Yeah. Good. And one me person who reading mameno.
Okay.
But me pacho nko be reading so anke be boy you.
What's I reading news hour.
So as I'm reading, once I me phone because I was just reading from my head. Socrates does it. Yeah. So Socrates do fine.
No, because Kwesi, my mistake. Instead I make correction. No.
And I'm saying me kind me reading off my head. It's the same thing.
Okay.
So artist of the year. The artist of the year is the artist or artists, plural, are judged by the Academy Board and the general public as the artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity in the year under review. The artist or artists artist must have released a hit single /EP/album and must be one of the artists with the highest nominations in the year under review.
Thank you. We are
Tilly.
I think say you're dwelling on the highest nomination in other categories. You're neglecting other bits of it now. I think makes the component of the entry level no. The year 2021, what was Akwaboah's major hits? Because I think I know see one of the biggest factors in the entry level.
Okay, so again, ni can be and menen be at this point. Let's not make the discussion about Akwaboah, because then you can also do discussion about...
As in, because or narrow list down with particular numbers.
I will allow you, but
so then my question is, the people that had, let's say, 5 or 6, as against the people in the Artist of the Year category, you be saying who say there are other requirements, no? Did they beat these people in here too? That is the question I'm asking Ola and Socrates and Mr. Ernest. Say other people no no. Those that had the highest number of in the nominations, no, did they beat with the other categories? I say you're focusing on that particular one, leaving the other ones, because what's me who said they are trying to say, or they are saying you must have all these numbers, but you must have a hit, which is also a major factor of it. So are we saying that all these people now, they had hits more than all these people, they had more audience appeal more than these people? Internet still we don't understand that they are not there and these people are there. That is my question.
All the baby the category definition and so about a hit.
Not all.
Not all. Meaning when about a hit.
Songwriter doesn't talk about hits.
One, any DMB.
Let me go to record doesn't talk about it.
Okay, 2.
Doesn't talk about
3.
it.
3.
Okay, 2 points saying because
I mean can say based on your canon, I believe say Oma qualify in their various categories per the definition of what and sana yedi almost shell. What am I saying? So if it's about hits, it is also one of the consideration. Yes, it doesn't qualify.
That just one no out, and then we are focusing on another particular one as the base of a conversation.
Because it's part of the category definition.
So why is this not one part of the conversation?
No, the other one.
No. That's not what you are doing.
About baku yejina baku so.
But you know,
Bra meet you.
Meet you.
Okay, so the nanka ebia Robert umbetimi aboya me aye.
Robert Carr was coming to speak. They didn't allow him to speak.
Who didn't allow him?
Okay, so my main question. Brad, the nanka ebetimi aye ni. Also, in considering this particular category now, yachemu dada, etinka uwie tabulation no. You would have realized, say, oh, Ebia Sarkodie was 9, he got the highest, Kiddy was 7, Ebia Akwaboah was 6, Ebia Black Sheriff was 6. Hold on, entry level, yes, but of course, this entry, say you have not determined who will win. So these are all entry stuff. It's who we the highest number of nominations now. Then you come to the next group, Musunya 5. About what I say. So, and I'm saying, when you 5. That's when maybe you go the next step of those things you talk about.
Ola, your nominations no as I check.
Me conclude media me
yes, but your hon watch what do we?
Nanka, because I see say omunyina tie in terms of numbers. I mean, we are still on the bem. But it still doesn't add up to me. More explanation with the Armenian. So Koku and add up to me. Say Edena of Kwabrani be born home modern, no Yensia, and not a Tilika say his song and the other. He was nominated in the best high life song of the year. We did hold on, relax. Which also requires him to have had a hit song. To have been nominated
in that category, in that circle of high life music.
So
in that circle of high life music, he needed a hit song. He needed it. It's not.
No, but he had it. That's why he got nominated.
Of course, he had
it. In that circle, and I'm or it was not the high life category we are looking at right now. It's the high life category.
Okay, so we can have a hit song in high life, which we can also have a hit song in Afro pop.
No, but when we pick the category, whichever song that did well in that category,
I think Robert Nini, maybe going forward, we should try and correct these kind of things. Maybe we can do that.
Correct what?
These kind of things. Unless it be a Mobeka say entry level, no, yes, it's no. where you don't have to it's not determined by the number of nominations. Unless you want to go there.
You see, Ola, the mistake you're doing here is this. Or if I could understand you, what you are saying is that once sorry, we use the entry level data, and somebody once send artist of the year numunu share ebia we nya 9 we nya 5 we nya 7 we nya 8 nti yen fan say ye befa 9 7 8 for no ato nche mo de mo nya automatic entry na afi de mo nya 5 5 ni 6 6 no afi de ye behwe mo say emomo hwan na ye de ka 9 8 7 no say sa na opache No, me person because that's the understanding I had. Say, no, I'm funny. Say, be
last part, no, where you are considering people with the highest entries or nominations.
And so, and you can't initially say, sir, we know number of the highest number of nominations,
yeah,
and no na yedi ra artist of the year no. Category no for compensation to begin. So and you say and no in that once I win 9 there definitely so womb. You can even have that 9 nominations, but when we are looking at all things together, so that is the basis for entry. Now once we've entered no, then we start looking at all these other areas now Robert can't about no because ube no ebia na or 10 12 or something like that names, but you want 6, so you'll be using those other criteria no to be trying to cut down till you have the 6, and that's what the board did.
Okay, so Robert, wow, other ingredients no. You move away from nominations, multiple nominations when you so obviously these are the people there, but maybe some of the names never up no to say even Akwabwa Okan, Kofi Kinata, Fameye, any more Makano. Is it because maybe they even made it to, because obviously Fameye in your 5 Ubinya 5 for whom they made it in the pool of the artist of the year, but yes, shortlisted no other ingredients ne woman every in the film, and see other ingredients ne be a real ain't you film subioma 84.
Okay, so I know they are quite a number, and so I'm fine to say I can say shows whether you headlined your own show or not, and also it counts. Your own show now, is it even free or is it gated? Because the dynamics of gated and free shows are not the same. So you want to be able to have that. I think so how successful it was and also count it. And you also want to talk about your regional dominance. So regional dominance, no, it's not just about airplays. It's not just about airplays, but airplays with respect to the various regions and also count it. Sometimes, and it's not straightforward, it's not about whether you have this or not. Sometimes something can outweigh or compensate for PBR only, but it's just the balancing. And then you also want to talk about your streaming numbers. I think so you can also get into the space of crossover. So by crossover, no, this is Ghana. Music is heading global. How do you even position yourself in that particular space? And sometimes considerations for what is happening from Ghana here with the stretch out there also has something to play in that particular space. I think this top of my head, these are the things that I can mention immediately. I think so even in the nominations, the hits also count. So because some are technical and some are not technical, so you want to be able to look at some of the elements in there and say, okay, so who had hits with respect to the number of total nominations, so what counts? It's all of this put together into we now. Then you use that to evaluate. Say, okay, so based on this, who deserves to be in the top 6, and who doesn't, or who deserves who deserves to be in the top 6 and who must be dropped. Okay. Exactly.
Right, it's here for so yemu bia yenti ase no say ene ni mwetimi achiem. As to whether yebefa ana yemfa
that one is a different conversation.
A different conversation.
Yeah.
But at least they've come to explain to us why say bia if you are rooting for Famille, if you are rooting for Akwabwa, if you are rooting for D Black, if you are rooting for Kofi Kinata, these are the reasons why you couldn't find them there. And this also explained the reason why you saw Joe Metal there and you disagreed. Say, I didn't know Joe Metal. They've explained it to us. If you want to take it, that's fine. If you don't want to take it, I'm sure we can still continue debating, talking, arguing. But maybe as we continue, we're debating. And for me, I don't think that is a waste of time. There are so many of the things over the years, about Vodafone Ghana Music Awards that have helped to shape the award scheme. So let's continue talking. And I'm sure say we in community on the artists of the year and the things that we've said. Going forward, they will take some of them into consideration. So, make a run quickly. So, get me say about Michael Yampong.
Kwesi.
Yeah.
Mepacho, when it comes to these award schemes, you know, I am not rooting for one region or one particular person.
Being northern region and
yes, no. My point is say.
So great, sorry.
Okay.
Let me do this quickly before, so that will be the closing remarks. There's a question that came from I think Kofi Donko sending a question B. Person busa question be. I say, can you ask for me why we have album/EP of the year, but no single of the year? But you need any Robert meet me abua album of EP and album of the year, but we don't have single of the year. Any answers?
I think there are several categories that speaks to single of the year, from record of the year to most popular song of the year. Even the categories, they're all songs. So everything is single. Everything is single. Yeah.
there was one particular question too. I think someone said, and Pacho, me, I'm saying where they come out. Under normal circumstances, in Kebia, I'll let this one pass. But let me just read it. Let me just read it now. If you have any responses on it, so, Kwesi, people are saying Nia Ite Hammond is related to Joe Metal. Some say what say ni Joe Metal. That's why he always nominate him. And even if he doesn't do well, please ask him. So me,
yes,
that Joe Metal is your relative. They be that's the reason why I'm nominating Joe Metal. I don't want to say something. Are you speaking for the board? Is not only Nia Ite Hammond, but maybe he's making it you alone. But answer for yourself.
Oh yes, tell him we are related by Christ.
Don't be sarcastic.
You say we are Christians.
Yeah, but
so we are related by Christ.
No, but I'll say, are you related? That's what I say. No, what say? Yeah, I'll say what yeah.
No, we are not related by blood.
Okay,
but we are related by Christ.
Oh, okay. But that's it. So great.
Yeah, Kwesi.
Yeah.
In the media, I've consistently used the northern parts as a test case because that is what I think it's so huge to me. Now there are other areas, so called it's a water region. There's this guy, Chief One, who say very huge there. What am I saying? Who call the
he had a nomination though.
Me pacho. Huge. Yeah, okay. And nka munya machinery. To me, I didn't make any maybe they me wish say all the award schemes ni no ebetimi enya funding for a bigger or a solid machinery that will monitor whatever is going on across the country. What am I saying? And no bois ama obia or she baby. Then say an artist must come to Accra because that I watch it. Some even your friend is saying labels force artists to move to Accra so that they can be relevant. That thing should be discouraged. Not baby I will be your work should also be considered. That has been my issue. But you see, it's about the NFA on the 30th. Year corporate meeting the industry.
They send it to me.
Yeah, they send it to you. Okay, in Timpacho, where there will be a film industry, Nemubia, or so be Kwakoti, and cry the Asuma Mesame family. What happened to the new name? Mpacho Tobase, and cry the Asuma meeting on the 30th.
Okay,
it's happened.
Okay, all right. I think near the chat to cry.
I think so. Award scheme need Obia benya an issue going forward. Me akwabwa di achimwa. I'm trying. Me bought me homo di asametiase. But yeah, chemi mua say eja mitimi di first no be the second year still a second the first intino when your school kwa first na scholarship. But I think say whichever way going forward, there are some things almost say I'm fan to ja. But since the push keep coming, no.
But closing, you are not being fair. Because what's in a classroom me a child here or tea what's in a classroom me a child.
Na and when you say was some body and you hear my boy.
You mommy.
So I think practically that's about it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Questions? Yeah, microphone. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think say enchemuno o mama no de we can say scheme no say de tie no gradually me hu no sense san eba more education is needed. Say artists no betuma, especially with the gospel folks. Lot of issues because pa nyensam ni na sa mike wo so a ye betumi aka gum ye be fi han no ebia na ye mu bi handcuff kragu yensa. Because enipa bleeding a man for bleedy pa with this award that who be here say and penny for board and bed transi, especially with some of the few individuals are more expertise with music now that do not try say open up, especially with their research to allow to attract to make sure say ubi be a born home under the year under review no the person will be recognized. Yeah, in I jitu say nipa 10 crown ya nominate or under one category, definitely one person will win. It's something that will be a name. But nothing also stops, say in a particular category. Say if you say we yanyan 7, na to cover up for a year. Nothing stops it from happening. It's nominations. Say 6 nearby this year's me say categories be nipa require 10. Yes. Open it up. Say the bear because what people want to see is that people want to get nominated. It's not even about the winning, but it's about the nomination. Since my Juma, I deserve to be nominated. Or that's when we near on one the JJJ because he himself definitely about be winning. You be a denim. They consider a lot of things. Research, nationwide appeal. This is some of my concern. I mean, who say, I bet me aboama deno. A dear Nijine wo industry because any pana. If they continue to cry too much, the interest that they have in the thing will go down. Yeah, will withdraw and affect the scheme. The musicians, they are the owners of the thing. And they have concerns.
Kwesi,
let us see how we can address it for them.
Medasi Tili, for microphone, yeah.
I think so far and over the years, one of the major problem with the VGMA are transparency, because it means that there are certain things that goes into the putting somebody in a certain category, but on Timika and can't try because you're more. As he said, you're about boardroom, so now you're in the boardroom. You see that there are lots of things that happens. This is just a suggestion. I don't know if it can be done, but I've seen the billboard, they do it. And I think it helps a lot. So the billboard has its chat system that makes it transparent. So it solves the problem of transparency. It's who say the year or every week and you way in a topic. So now if you have a problem with a particular song being in a particular category, just refer, go back. So is it possible that the Ghana Music Award has a chat system that you, the artist, you can submit your own? Is the system. So now the system now graces, okay, so this week, this particular song, so that after the year or the year ends, we all have it in say a new way, say a chatty, maybe 16 regions, and I say 8 regions out of the 16 for 4 weeks. Then now everybody, such conversations, we say it's so bad. So I don't know if it's something that can be so bad.
Right.
That can be inculcated in the scheme. I think you should try it.
Mati Tilly, midase. Ola, for microphone, and I'm you, Ola.
Right, and then yet a year Nikanda, with a VG media can the BCN SCA or much more better as but then you could see a year Kimbrinya, meaning so kind of actor, yeah, and then no, and you could see no, na Kumasi, na. It was a very sad moment for us. It, yes, Renya say on funny currency, my name so nana Vicky, and so AC ni papa.
Yeah, ne mami,
sorry. Oh, there we are no from. Honestly, yes, Senya me be sharing what in these difficult moments, what me are surviving. Yeah, chow and there will be answer I would say, and so I say.
Na enran so no beto dwa se
you know what that many there.
Dr. Khan.
I want to reserve my emotions for later.
Okay, so Nini Robert yebedamase, and just to say say for me minya enyama bi free discussion and that's what we should pay attention to. Now argument na bi hold my said argument no sir. I was Kim. Look, so I have this one here. If you just Google, you just find it. The Weeknd calls Grammys corrupt despite inspiring their recent rule change. Quote unquote, I will not be submitting music in future. American Yumtuni, Grammys are on my head for so many years. I think the last one they even about 65th edition as a day. People still have problems with the Grammys. I'm not defending Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, but what I'm saying is that as 7 bar, we shouldn't just throw, but we should argue based on facts. Me, nyoma can be a view have many in terms of what ingredient enti assume si way nim way wom many omo but at least they provided something that serves as a measurement, a guideline. So you take it. If you take it, I know you incommodate for fraud. You better see Robert. Thank you for coming. And me that's at least your train mobile. I'm sure we'll continue talking. After this particular discussion, me sure say more of Vodafone Ghana Music Awards because maybe be any. As to whether we agree or not agree with you, we see another area come for fraud. And I don't see the Akasi idea because said Nyame crab organization, we still will have
issues.
Yeah. Forget it. And I don't say why.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you too for giving us.
What's it?
3 music awards.
And say Breno Asu. But then you win a basu. Because a basu and I'm sure we'll have time to talk about it. Probably God willing next week. And Kwani and Wadin Wadma. Yababe Tranye di Hunkomo. Say and I'm sure I think TV3 that has a right to show. I think TV3. So I'm on for between show TV. So Ni, anything you want to say?
Yes, I am. You better ask so say my opportunity say embe church nyamasino. I mean, we as the board know we are not an island, and we keep listening and picking up thoughts and ideas from all across. I mean, obviously, unless something drastic happens, nothing obviously will change as nominations have gone out, etc. But all the information that we pick and we get will still help enrich our discussions and our debates when we go into the boardroom and look at things. And also, no, say board no, and yeah, static. You get me? I'm in this year. Who knows? Next year I might not be there. But at least with the benefit of the knowledge and all that I have, I will use to share the thoughts, and also when feedback said more, all those things are shared to enrich the board's performance. I mean, it's one industry, and we're just appreciating the work of everybody in the industry. So it's all about one love. There's no hard feelings, and we don't have anything against anybody. Neither do we have anything for somebody to want that person to ride over others. No,
okay,
that is not it.
Right, Bibi Adbechato. I mean, I'm sure, sir.
Yes, opening Jariana.
Asa.
Let me just leave that. But I just want to say thank you. Whoa, thank you in particular, because you reached out when you needed a little bit of information for clarity. Thank you very much.
Mirasi. And we wish you, we wish all the guys who are up for nominations, who are up for award no ene nyumre na baso 3 music awards no mo bia trinkwa munyina ma mo trinkwa ye behwe nyumre na ye hwe wi a me ye sure say na wotwe a ebe ye bedi eno nso eho enkomo. So great Safo, Weigh Your Thing, Tilia Kuyanipa, Kwesi Ernest, Ola Michael, and from Chatterhouse, Robert Clark, and Ni IT Hammond, board member of Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Pretty Joyce Boy on social media. Salamat Pinto, Nessa Miki Tamechi. Kwesi Aboagye, my name. And our condolences to the wife of Dr. Khan, the late Dr. Khan, Docas. Nyamin Shaudin Pa, Nyamin Khan home. And your Busiani, Dr. Khan, a Busian. Yeah, Mama Shading, Mama Yako. King David, the other demo de brain. Kwesi Aboagye. Have a good one. Make call.